He's back. And boy, ladies and gentlemen, he better have a lot to say after what his opponent coming up at WCE Vindication 3, the now nonchalant Nicholas Krentz, not only had to say about him last week on Sportswire Radio, but certainly yesterday on the WCE YouTube page, because Nicholas Krentzen talked about the era of Krentzen and crowning himself, and he's also said the backyard B word, and he's basically proclaimed himself almost the top man in WCE, and he talked about everybody else and kind of pushed our guest here kind of to the afterthought here and kind of pushed him maybe as a footnote, maybe as the past, and maybe is our guest tonight the past. Maybe he's lost a step in 2022. Maybe he was the backyard nightmare. Maybe he was the ruler of the yard, but it's 2024. And has WC passed him? Has WC blown the nightmare and sort of put him almost as a joke for comedic relief? And let's certainly talk about all of that. And obviously, I'm sure he's going to address some different things that he had to say where he's not fighting for championships anymore. And he's basically going to talk about why he hasn't wrestled Nicholas Krentzen in more than 2 years. And think about that, where the landscape was over 2 years ago. And this is a match that is certainly a grudge match. It has gotten personal here. It's gotten personal on this platform. As a matter of fact, it got so personal that yesterday, Nicholas Krentzen, as a matter of fact, addressed James Taylor. Is the WC locker room upset at the fact that James Taylor spurred the offer that was presented by Kraven Rage, that James Taylor was going to be the general manager of WC and wound up becoming the owner of ROEW? I guess, boy, does that ring a bell to Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon, that whole fight for WCW in 2001? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why Nicholas Krentzen seemed a little bit upset about James Taylor doubting Nicholas Krentzen. But we're going to forget about all of that here on Sportswire Radio Live, because he is back and he's always here. And this could be the one that we'll have to see if it's going to be a memorable one, kind of in a way like Xavier Thorne, who went from a standout to a psychopath. And we'll see tonight if Kraven Rage can reclaim his throne, quote unquote, as the ruler of the yard. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are in prime time with us. We are, after all, on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and on Sportswire Radio, where figuratively and literally all wrestling matters. The only platform that covers the pros, the indies, the backyard, and the underground. And we have the only Grand Slam winner in WC history. So let's get right to it, because everybody is waiting. He's waiting. The world is waiting. And as a matter of fact, I'm waiting to give that, as a matter of fact, destructive like introduction that everybody's been waiting for all day. So let's get right to it. So with that, wait for it, further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one, one more for the road, sports show. He's the only Grand Slam winner in WC history. He's a Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. He's the backyard nightmare and the ruler of the yard. His name is Kraven. My friend, how are you?
Doing wonderful, Tom. Doing wonderful. Got a lot to say tonight.
Oh, I hope you do, because you have certainly been a topic, and Nicholas Crenton's been saying a lot about you. As a matter of fact, everybody in the yard and the underground's been saying a lot about you. There's no question that people have been saying, Kraven Rage, has he lost a step? And, everybody talks about the likes of Mr. Judgment. They talk about the likes of Soldier GP, Ledger Shade, and Kraven Rage is kind of this footnote right now. And I'm going to certainly get right to it right from the very top here. For those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters, Kraven Rage, why hasn't you and Nicholas Crenson squared off in a ring in more than 2 years, and especially for Nicholas Crenson and everybody else that's in WC? Why haven't we seen this match in more than 2 years?
Because, Tom, the reason why nobody have seen this match for nearly 2 years, because Nicholas Crenson came in thinking that he was going to win the WCE World Heavyweight Championship. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I beat him, I smashed him, and beat him so badly that he couldn't even last that long, and left him in the middle of the ring like a bottle cap. That's what I looked at. It was just like the match was so easy for me that I just tossed him to the side.
But wouldn't you want to face him more after that? I mean, defeating him like that, I mean, wouldn't you want to just to, have another match with him after that to say, hey, you know what? Why do you belong here in WC? I would think after what you did in the past to different opponents. I mean, there was one guy with 3 initials that, I mean, you basically beat him up so bad that he didn't even want to work in the company anymore. He was just too
afraid. Yeah, that is true. You know what I'm saying?
Why not go against Crenson more?
The reason why, because it was the offer was there, but no, he didn't even want the offer. Management reached out to him, said, hey, we give you a shot at Kraven Rage again for the title. He didn't want it. I became the interstate champion. He still didn't want it.
Right. Okay.
He had opportunities, but no, he wanted to sit back and literally say, oh, he's been watching me.
Are you calling him a tool?
A tool.
Are you calling him a tool?
He's more than a tool. That's all. You know what I'm saying? He's more than a tool to me.
Well, he had a lot to say.
I look at it. He's like, honestly, he's like a little toy that you wind up, play with, put on the shelf. That's why I look at him as one of them old.
So are you calling him plastic? Are you calling him fake? I mean, what do you mean by that for the audience? I mean, you obviously...
Yeah, he's crazy. He don't even know what he want to be. 1 minute he's a Psycho Wolf. 1 minute he's a Church of Crimson. 1 minute he's even the new Messiah.
Well, he's nonchalant now.
Not nonchalant. What's next? Mid-crisis pregnant housewife? That's what he's going to be.
So what you're telling me here is that Nicholas Crenson is trying to latch on to certain things and names. Is that because at the end of the day, Nicholas Crenson has still never found himself, and Nicholas Crenson has had really no substantial success? I mean, if we talk about the wins and losses, I mean, from what you're telling me, and the reason why Nicholas Crenson has had so many different names is that his win-loss record is probably about as good right now as the 2024 New York Mets over the last month.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It took 17 years to win a championship that didn't matter. He can't even get the interstate title. He can't even get the all-out championship. But the thing is, I think it's more than that. Nicholas Crenson just not even on my level. I'm on a different level than him.
How would you say that you're on a different level than him?
Because, Tom, I have done it all, did it all, and just elevated myself higher and higher and higher. I took WCE and put it on the map. With one match, and it wasn't him.
It was with Darkfire. Yes,
it was with Darkfire.
That was the match that certainly gave WC an outlet that people reached out from all over the world. I agree with you, but what do you say when Nicholas Crenson talks about the fact that your run as all-out champion, you weren't the top guy. In his words, he claimed that it was the interstate championship that was the measuring stick, and you really, in his words, he said it on and off the air. He claims that you weren't the top guy. You were basically almost alleging. Now, again, I don't know anything. I'm not a wrestler. I don't know these terms, but he's basically alleging that you were this guy that was more of the middle of the card, middle of the pack, and that it was the interstate champion, whether it was James Marshall, whether it was Sean Jovi, certainly, that they were the guys on top, and you really weren't.
You know, that's the thing. He always thinks that the interstate is the main title. He always thinks that the interstate is not the title. I'm the main event. I'm the one that I made history. You know what I'm saying? Most 5-star matches in WCE history. Top of the food chart every time. I stand on this every day, in and out every day. I stand on this because the reason why I stand on this because I stand on top of the mountaintop. It doesn't matter if I hold a title because I am a champion no matter what. I don't need no title to prove it.
Well, I would say that compared to Nicholas Crenson, you certainly have a better record. That's a matter of a fact. I mean, Nicholas Crenson's record, I mean, it's, as you correctly stated, 17 years without a championship. And, you know, he's obviously may have a death certificate coming to him after what's left of him with you in the IMF show. I'm sure I'll talk about that in a few weeks. But, I mean, Nicholas Crenson addressed you and talked about calling you the backyard B word. He talked about an era of Crenson. He talked about that he's going to be on the throne now and that he's going to gain championships. What do you make of all that?
I take it personal because, you know what I'm saying, not only he disrespected me, he disrespected my family. I heard what he said, and that's the one thing he did do. He did disrespect my family because my family didn't want me in this business anymore. But the thing is, though,
I didn't know you had a family. I thought you were almost a figment of, you know, you're a machine almost. I didn't realize you had a family and such.
Oh, yeah, I have a family. You know, I got little rages, you know, all over the place. But the thing is, though, he made the biggest mistake of saying about my wife. That was the biggest mistake he made.
Why do you think he did that? Why do you think that he addressed?
Oh, because see, that's the thing. Nicholas Crenson don't have nothing. He don't have nobody. He always leech, you know what I'm saying, to everybody's success. Look at Sean Jovi, Summer Jovi. He wanted to ride Sean Jovi coattails. Look at Darkfire.
Some people think that he created that. The match he had with Sean Jovi in many ways was the prelude to what we see with Sean Jovi. There are people that think that. I mean, are you, and I'll get to comments. I know a lot of people want to say hello. I don't want to say hello to people here, but are you telling me that Nicholas Crenson's a copycat and that basically he's a follower, not a leader?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a follower. Look at Darkfire. You know what I'm saying? Darkfire, he went to war with Darkfire. Now he wants to ride Darkfire coattails because Darkfire get 200 some views in a match. Got 1.K some views in my match. He's just a follower, and that's all he will be. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you then this question. Is WC big enough for you and Nicholas Crenson? I mean, I asked that question legitimately. I know we spoke about Jovi, last month with the interstate title, but if you're telling me it's this personal, right? Everything he brought up, your family, and I agree with you. I try this. I know we all have sometimes disagreements. I try at the very least not do that. I don't know the situation between you and him in that way. I mean, I'll let that settle itself out, but based on what you're telling me tonight, Kraven Rage, you're certainly coming out here with some daggers. Is WC big enough here after Vindication 3 with you and Nicholas Crenson?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely big because the thing is, though.
Is it big enough for the two of you to last in this company? Because you're saying it's personal. You're telling me that right now between you and him, that he crossed the line, correct? He crossed the line, right?
Oh, yeah, he crossed the line. That's why.
Okay, so
that's why I went home to get something. You know what I'm saying? To get something real special for Nicholas Crenson, and it's coming real soon, and it's wicked. It's definitely wicked.
About that it wasn't about championships right now. You talked about that you weren't going to be this nightmare and ruler of the yard, and that you were basically starting out with Nicholas Crenson. What would you like to say off on that because you did in your most recent promo, which is on the WC YouTube page. And I also want to plug Sean Jovi's because he just surpassed 700 subscribers. And also he is promoting the All Wrestling Matters Championship, which is sponsored in part by a number of companies. It's Summer Bash, July 5th and July 7th. And I am actually sponsoring that. And I want to put it out here on the record that I am supporting Sean Jovi for that actually financially in some form. He's going to come back on here in a few weeks. We're going to talk about that. So I want to say hello to him. Also want to say hello to a lot of other people in a second. But from what you're telling me right now, based off what you said, right? You said you had a promo come out 2 days ago. Again, it's the WC YouTube page. That this isn't about championships right now. This isn't about being the nightmare. This isn't about being the backyard ruler. This is something you're on a different level, and that Nicholas Crenton is going to get something that he is going to regret almost. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to get something that he's going to regret for a long time because it's something wicked. It's something more diabolical than he can ever handle. And that is one thing. He's trying to come for my throne because I sit at the top of WC. I'm the head of the table of WCE. And he's trying to come after that. And no one can take that away from me. The last person that literally tried to come for the head of the table of WC, he's a security guard, JDT. You know.
Who is that name?
JDT. I was saying right here, JDT. He's a security guard. I ran him out of town.
Now you did run him out of town. There's no question that JDT.
Yeah, I ran him out of town, and he dropped the number 2 title on my front door because he didn't want
there's no question that JDT definitely, was a chicken and a coward. He couldn't certainly cut the mustard in WC. I do agree with you. I don't necessarily know at the moment if you're the head of the table, but what I will say is that between you and Nicholas Crenson right now, I had brought this question to Mr. Crenson last week on the show. I'm going to give you the opportunity to answer the same question. I asked him, and how bad of a win do you need? And I had asked Mr. Crenson about the fact that a victory here propels you back into title contention. I asked you the same question. I mean, how bad of a win do you need against Nicholas Crenson?
How bad I need it?
How bad do you need to win against Nicholas Crenson? I asked him that question last week. I asked you the same question, Kraven Rage.
Simple. I needed that bad where I could stay head of the table because the reason why I needed that bad because it's going to elevate me back into the title picture. Even though I got my rematch clause for the world heavyweight title, even though I got my rematch clause for Sean Jovi's interstate title. But I don't want the number 2 title. I want the number 1 title. And that is the all-out championship. And I'm coming for that.
So then you need to beat Nicholas Crenson then.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to. I am going to beat him. I'm going to beat him so bad that he's going to go back to heaven. I'm going to send his ass straight to heaven when I beat his ass.
So Nicholas Crenson's going to be really no more nonchalant. You're going to basically...
He's going to be nonchalant. He's going to go back to being B.J. Charles, Mr. Nobody.
Now... You would call him. So you're telling me here, for those that are listening and watching, and I'm going to put up some links here in a few minutes so people can go and support WC. I'm going to say hello to people. People are dying to talk. But what you're telling me is that instead of calling Nicholas Crenson, whether it is the new Messiah, whether it's nonchalant Nicholas Crenson, whatever his name is, newest name, that the name that we're going to be calling Nicholas Crenson is Nobody Nicholas Crenson. That what you're telling me right now? That the new name
Mr. Nobody Nicholas Crenson. That's what we're going to call him because he is a nobody. He's not on the same level with me because the reason why is because he cannot last longer than me. I have elevated my game.
I'm not going to go in the longer part. I'm going to leave that out there for the audience. But what you are telling me is that from what I gather is that Nicholas Crenson basically is a follower. Nicholas Crenson, and to use the word in a different term, is a tool. And that Nicholas Crenson, you're calling him a leech who drew the line. And that basically that this guy's a nobody. And you're going to basically send him to the land with the likes of Silverwolf and C2K and Skulls and Zack Attack, the guy with a shit stain on his pants, Adonis Felios, who used to be the drip king, but the only thing he might be dripping is basically change from his pockets after all the bad matches he had, or maybe the money he had, loose change, hanging around trying to pay Loose Cannon, obviously the scam artist, Loose Cannon. I mean, we can keep going. So what you're telling me is that Nicholas Crenson, you're going to send him to the island of irrelevancy with all those individuals. Is that what you're telling me right now, or am I missing something else here?
No, that's absolutely right, because that's the level that he's on. He's on the same level as the Scooby-Doo show.
And they say, Scooby-Doo, where are you? And you're basically telling me that Nicholas Crenson, that's where he belongs. So what you're telling me is that Nicholas Crenson's never going to win a title in WC as long as you're here. And what you're telling me is that in WCE, Nicholas Crenson, he's never going to win anything, but the only place he could potentially win a championship is this new Triple W Wrestling League, and maybe that they can find money, gather some loose change, because after all, they paid, what is it, $1,000 to a scam artist, Loose Cannon, the artist that faked cancer. I mean, Adonis Felios. I mean, maybe we could see the latest podcast where he's got the headphones on and he can't connect to the audio, and C2K, the nursery rhymer with the failed rhymes, and Tyler Ark, who's got no arc, and Silver Wolf, who certainly cries like the boy who cried wolf and can't run the ring up. So you're telling me that in that promotion, that's probably where he could maybe win a championship, maybe win a.
That's where he can get his shine. That's what
you're never going to allow him to win a championship, correct?
Because as long as I'm here, he would never ever win a championship. Not the interstate, especially not the all-out championship. He would not win.
So basically, it confirms, before I get to comments, you're going to bury Nicholas Crenson at Vindication 3.
I'm going to slaughter him. I am going to murder him when I get my hands on him. Because the thing is, Tom, I told you, it's something wicked coming on. There's coming to Vindication. That is something wicked. May God rest his soul with Nicholas Crenson.
Well, I am a reverend. I can certainly say the sign of the cross, but let's hang on first. A lot of people want to say hello, and I want to get to everybody here, and let's do it one by one. Sean Jovi, our interstate champion, who I mentioned, is here. Oh boy, Jake Matthews. And by the way, I want to, if you're out there, you got to get me to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, because I'm really going to go through this. I'm going to get a new Underground Wrestling tattoo. So if you're out there, tell your friends, hit the subscribe button for Sportzwire, so I can actually get a new Underground Wrestling tattoo, because these guys are awesome. And they have a Riot in the Ring coming up on June the 1st. And no, I'm not going to be their champion, but I'll certainly bring on some of their talent. I can assure you that there's some fine wrestlers that'll be there, and go support them. My friend Atomic Titan, my hardcore king, who I bow down to, and they seem to be going back and forth. Let me get to some more comments. Obviously, Atomic says, who's the ruler of the yard? Well, if you beat Nicholas Crenson, you are telling me that you could be the ruler of the yard. Kraven, whatever you do, don't bury yourself. So I guess you're telling me that you're going to bury Nicholas Crenson, though, instead, correct? Is that what you're telling me today? You're not going to be burying yourself. You're going to be burying Nicholas Crenson. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be burying Nicholas Crenson.
Okay, well, obviously, it'll be nice knowing Nicholas Crenson, then. That's correct?
That's definitely correct.
I think you pretty much addressed both those guys. I would say that if you flip a coin between Silver Wolf and C2K, you'd probably get the same coin that would flip, basically. So if you flipped it heads or tails, you'll get the same thing between Silver Wolf and C2K. The only difference is one guy thinks he knows what he's doing. The other guy is basically a manipulator and basically copycats everything. So it's really the same thing. I mean, but there's one guy that believes he's doing the right thing. And then there's another guy that's been claiming he's wrestled for 33 years and has like 8 matches, and 2 of them he was basically like he was going to have a heart attack in, and basically can't really run the ring ropes correctly at this point. But I love C2K. I'm just saying that's what some people say out there, but that would be the differences. What makes him the ruler of the yard? Well, I mean, we're going to find out, I suppose. We're going to find out if you're going to be on top, but Nicholas Crenson is here. Would you like to say anything directly before I get to more comments? First to Mr. Crenson.
Mr. Crenson, I heard what you had to say. Very good. You got my attention, but I'm going to get your attention. Reap what you sow, Nicholas Crenson, because I guarantee you, you're going to be dealing with something more wicked, more diabolical than anything that you ever face. Because the match you want, I already talked to management. We can have that 2 out of 3 falls match. And I guarantee you, you won't survive past the first fall. I'm going to beat you that quick, both falls right away, and walk out. Because I'm bringing my boy. I'm bringing with something that's went here. You know, It's more powerful than you can even deal with, Nicholas Crimson. Nobody can handle him. Not even your mama can handle him. Not even
Wow.
you know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
mean, I realize
You
he
know,
said things about your wife and
you
such.
know,
So let's certainly,
I
leave that.
guarantee you, Nicholas Crimson, I guarantee you, it's not a spoiler, it's a prediction, it's an actual freaking fact. When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna beat you so bad that you wish you wasn't even born, Nicholas Crimson.
Well, well, we'll certainly find that out. I'm going to put the WC links here coming up shortly. He's just a resident in the world of WCE. It's on Titan Share. Oh, that's cool. I think they're going back and forth. Last I checked, WC. Okay, I see the points here. I want to say hello to JR Wind. How you doing, JR? Want to say hello to D Savage, who is one of the men that can win the Riot in the Ring alongside Mr. Jake Matthews, our world champion. Want to say hello to our friend Mr. Tristan Taylor of FCW. He's coming on here on June the 18th. How you doing, my friend? And I think Craven's favorite backyard wrestler is Craven Rage. I think that's the answer. I think Craven Rage's favorite backyard wrestler is Craven Rage. But yeah, I think Jake and D Savage will see each other. I think Atomic Titan versus Craven Rage live on Sportswire Radio. I mean, maybe you'll face Atomic Titan after this. Who knows, right? I mean, he's going to be here Sunday. I mean, we'll
Hey,
see.
I'm down to travel down to Tennessee to face the King.
Okay, so you want to go to Tennessee? You're saying now that after
Yeah,
you go to
you
Tennessee,
know, I got offers. I got offers, just not here in WCE. You know, I got an offer for Atlantic Pro Wrestling that GCW wants me. You know, uh,
GCW wants you.
yeah, GCW. I even heard from Copper Dragon can put a good word in for me. You know, I talked to the future, Jermaine, and he said he wants me down there. So that might be a possibility.
Hey, listen, AEW. I mean, maybe they'll take you. I mean, AEW. Listen, I mean, everybody's fleeing AEW like rats. I mean, so who knows, right? I mean, never say never. I suppose maybe that's the future. Okay, I'm not. I think I addressed it. I'm not joining the Riot in the Ring. Yeah, that was I think we're talking about the Skulls and Tyler Ark. Yeah. I'm not in the Riot in the Ring. Let's say hello. Yes, no, I'm not. Let's get to some more comments. There's no backyard wrestling here in Oklahoma. Might have to create a big WrestleMania type show for all backyard wrestling to travel to. Yeah, well, that's Summer Bash. That's actually taking place in the great state of Ohio. But I would recommend if you want to do something like that, JR Win, get in touch with the guys like Sean Jovi, Darkron, Matthew Forsaken, Soldier GP, Omen Black, Jake Matthews, some of the guys that are behind Summer Bash. I'm sure Anthony Steele could say a few things about that, Coach Chris Kraven. So those would be the guys. If you want to get in touch with them, I could certainly help you out with that. Want to say hello to my good friend Doc Holliday, of course, the legendary Doc Holliday. If you, Mr. Holliday, I think you're going to want to tune in tomorrow because at 9 o'clock Eastern time, your old buddy and my old buddy, Gabe Sayers, is going to be here to be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame and talk about the Riot in the Ring and also talk about the TF Crew's Death Row show coming up here on June the 15th. So a lot of great stuff here. Gabe's going to be in the house, and I look forward to hopefully you tuning in as everybody else here. Gabe is going to go into the Hall of Fame alongside Craven Rage and Jake Matthews and Sean Jovi and Nicholas Crenson and Omen Black and Soldier GP and pretty much everybody else out there. And I think he did in the episode. Yeah, I think that's the case. And there's the doc. 1,000 views meant something. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously what we. But Gabe is on tomorrow. Gabe is here tomorrow. So I just want to put that out there. He had a scheduling issue, and we put Craven Rage, who was supposed to be here tomorrow. He's here today. Craven Rage versus C2K. He's got Nicholas Crenson. We'll certainly see. Let me get to some more comments. Silver Wolf is WCE's. I would say, Mr. Rage, don't comment on that one. But I mean, Silver Wolf in his own mind might actually think he can wrestle as good as him, but didn't realize what Chris Benoit did, sadly. Okay. Is Rage the tribal chief of sports? Technically, that would be the tribal cheese. We actually do have a tribal cheese in the UK. He's coming here Tuesday. Also, you don't have a rematch clause, by the way.
Oh, I do. I do have a rematch clause.
How would you have a rematch clause?
Because I talked to management.
Okay, but
management.
I see. Yeah, okay. We're gonna move on here in the interest of comments. Titan versus Rage, First Blood match. Rambo First Blood was obviously a better movie. I kind of like that mask. So Doc Holliday likes your mask. That's good. But Nicholas Crenson wants to say sorry. I fell asleep. The same old tired dribble from the interview equivalent of an elephant tranquilizer. And I appreciate the fact that it actually rhymed, but that's what Mr. Crenson said yesterday. You were going to basically say the same things you usually do. And that's kind of, for the most part, with the few exceptions, I mean, that's what some people might get out of this. What would you say toward that?
Easily, Tom. Talk is cheap coming from him. That's all he do is talk. His actions can't even back it up. My actions can. Every time I step in that ring, Tom, it's nothing but destructive going through my mind. Nothing but rage. Nothing but anything that want to just destroy anything that's in my path. And that is why I went out and I went out and I went out every single day just to walk down the valley of shadow of death to find myself. He can't even know, he don't even know who he is, but I know who I am, and I know
Okay.
what I bring it with me, you know, and I
I
guarantee you,
but what would
it's,
you say that what would you say that if you said this in 2022 going into last year, I would agree that the record was certainly impeccable. But of late, your record is maybe worse than his because of the lack of wins you've had recently. I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah, my wins haven't been that
you
great
have
this
been
year,
far few in between, really, since you
you know.
lost the all-out title to Kodak Kid. I mean, you beat Jovi for it, and everybody's still upset about that. I
Yeah,
mean,
all
you
the cry.
won.
I heard it.
I
I
know
know
you
all
heard
the
it.
crybabies
I
about it.
know, but the record for lost record's probably worse than his the last several months.
Well, like I said, this is my new era that is coming to WCE, and he wants to claim my spot, and he can't get my spot.
Well, okay, we'll certainly see. Want to say hello to our friend Mac 10 from the great state of Tennessee in Resurrection Wrestling, which had a great show that took place here. And that's the WC YouTube page. So you want to make sure to follow WC. Please do. So there are 9 subscribers away from 600. Jovi would like to say Crenton is the second most relevant in WCE. He says he's first. Now hold on. We're not. Nobody's dissing Scooby Doo. I think he was just mentioning where we are. I think he's doing the Scooby references. By the way, I did see Garfield today. I would actually recommend the Garfield. The WCE is in Wisconsin. So if you are Mr. Savage near the state of Wisconsin, that would be certainly something that. It's WC Heat on YouTube, Wisconsin. I think people answered that. Want to say hello to Mr. James Taylor, who is the owner of ROEW, who obviously spurred your offer. Now, I want to ask you about that. Obviously, you tried to offer James Taylor to be the general manager of WC, but he shocked the world less than 2 weeks ago, and he's the new owner of ROEW. You must be very upset about that.
No, I'm not upset about that. I have much respect for Mr. James Taylor. He has done a lot for myself, but I do have high respect for Mr. James Taylor and him going to REW. Great, you know what I'm saying? That is great for him.
Fair play. Okay, I respect that. Uh, you may win. Yeah, I think if you have a few dollars in your pocket and whatever new name they are, you could probably buy the title, and maybe you could even get your hotel, limo, and food paid for it at the same time. James Taylor thinks you could beat Atomic Titan. So you got one person in your corner over Atomic Titan. Rage versus Titan, a death match. That would be insane. I guess that would put Hardcore and Obey maybe to shame, I suppose. And yes, a promotion did pay the scam artist known as Loose Cannon $1,000 to show up to their promotion, and that's why their promotion is changing names, and that's why their promotion basically lives rent free in their heads. I am the champ of that, though, but it's really about that. Omen Black, who's certainly no fan of yours, your longtime nemesis, who you still haven't faced, who's, by the way, going to be back home on his show Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're not doing anything, certainly tune in. But he's certainly no fan of you. Of course, the DKW World Champ and the IMF Hardcore Champ. And yes, that's really his blood, by the way.
And I know, yeah, Almond is not a big fan of me. I'm not a
Yep.
big fan of that big fat Sasquatch over there anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of him, you know.
No. And speaking of people you're definitely not a fan of, Coach Chris Craven says LOL. I know you and him certainly have no love for each other. Also here, let's get to some more comments relevance. I think he's talking to D Savage. He said he's falling asleep. uh Jake, Sean, and Mac. Yeah, I think I just announced that. C2K can't rhyme music. C2K could maybe beat Loose Cannon. C2K might actually do a movie on that, and he might actually direct a movie, act in it, star in it. And if he comes up with $1,000 in Monopoly money, Loose Cannon will probably let him be beaten the match for sure. 2 out of 3 falls. I'm having flashbacks. Doc Holliday's having fun. Let's go to some more comments here. Boom, 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 boom. Did you really tell people that you're going to be in GCW?
Hey, I had an offer to go.
We're talking about the GCW, right?
Yeah, DGCW,
GCW?
Atlanta Pro Wrestling.
Okay, not GCW. We're
Not
talking
GCW, Atlanta Pro
yes.
Wrestling.
I
You
thought
know,
what I
they,
heard. I thought I heard Atlanta Pro Wrestling because I was going to say GCW. I would say thought I would have heard something else. Fair enough here. I am facing C2K in a rap battle. That one I certainly might blow him up, kind of like LL Cool J famously did Cool Mo D in the Jack the Ripper, or Cannabis in the Ripper Strikes Back. But different show for a different time. I will bring the bars because I'm from New York City, where hip hop was actually formed. But I'm not going to go into that. But I may be an MC, but I did not stay at a Holiday Inn once. But I am reading more comments. Want to say hello to Mr. Hardcore himself. Obviously, what a conversation we had. And I want to put it out here. Mr. Hardcore will be here on June the 22nd, 6 o'clock Eastern time. This man is important because he's a part of some really important history with Mr. Copper Dragon. He's obviously a man that has seen a lot. He has seen a lot in terms of all the great people, Shalance Royal, Skrilla, Xavier Thorne, and he obviously says, nice to meet you, and I hope to see you. I'm looking forward to that on June the 22nd. Summer of Jovi is around the corner, and it'll be more memorable in this interview as well. We have Jovi coming back on here, and James Taylor, I've got some free time for Inside the Ropes, and I guess they're going back and forth. Let's move on from that. Chris
I
Craven.
see that the main person, that's who reached out to me.
Who is that?
That comment from.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Thank you for that. Okay, appreciate it. I didn't think it was GCW. I heard Atlanta Pro. That's what
Atlanta
I
Pro.
thank you very much. And I think James will pop on to Omen show. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna certainly leave that at that. That's not okay. Let's see. 7 p.m. I don't know. Want to say hello to my good friend Mr. Chase Wakefield, the Bitcoin billionaire, who's gonna be here on, I think we're here June 20th. Yes, Mr. Hardcore's the 23rd. Mr. Wakefield's the 22nd. Mr. Wakefield's here on the 22nd. He's got a few things to address, and I'm looking forward to hearing from the Bitcoin billionaire because he's got something to say. I like stories. It's all good. Nick Gage, go to the. Okay, so I got all that in. We got some of that. We'll come back to people. But let me ask you then this. So you talk about Nicholas Crenson. You talked about basically the personal issues there, but let me ask you though, is he in your head right now?
No.
Why not?
Because I already got demons going in my head. You know, that whatever is right here, that inside there is telling me he needs to be released. It needs to be released. And that vindication, it will be released. And when it comes, it's going to tear WCE apart. When it comes, it's going to tear Nicholas Crenson apart. So whoever holding the WCE All Out Championship, I'm putting them on notice right now. I'm coming for that title that was rightfully mine.
But what would you say, though, about what happened with Sean Jovi at Dead or Alive? I mean, you nearly were incapacitated, though.
but I didn't utter the words "I quit" because that's the thing. Sean could never pull the trigger. He can never pull the trigger. I will pull the trigger.
But
Nicholas Quinton talked about.
you were in a state though that you weren't going to be able to, finish that match. There wasn't
Oh,
any
I could
way
have finished the match.
you could have finished the match.
I could definitely finish the match. He hit me with 2 cannonballs, and I was still trying to get up. But he had handcuffed me. But
well, if you were handcuffed, how would you have expected to continue the match if you're handcuffed and passed out? How would you?
Oh, I would came up.
Are you a Houdini? Then you can just find ways to just magically, come. I mean, John Cena had superpowers during the Hulk Hogan certainly had superpowers in the 80s, I would suppose, but that would be quite a superhero act if you were able to pull that one out of the hat.
I would trust me. Shackles have held me down before, but I have risen up from that.
So you're telling me that you really didn't lose that match? Is that what you're telling me right now, that you didn't lose?
The world already knows that I never said I quit. So obviously Sean won because the ref called it off.
The ref was doing protecting your life, though, in a sense. Could you make that argument or no? No.
The ref was Darkfire, so of course he wanted to protect and that's the thing. Darkfire, he is the true rock star of everything else.
But Joey's the man that's put WC in places that it hasn't been. There's no question that you were the champion. I agree that you had an impeccable run, but Jovi's the one that put WC in the mainstream in the community. I mean, his name is legendary. Guys like Rad Dad know who he is. Guys like Copper Dragon. I mean, I know you have a great relationship with Dragon, no question, but guys remember him from years ago. He traveled. I mean, Jovi definitely, I would say he was the guy, a lot of people would say, that put WC in a place that is why WC is growing. I don't know. You certainly won. You certainly had a championship run, but I don't know.
And that's the thing, but see, Tom, who was the first person to ever call me out from anywhere? Omen Black.
Omen Black did call you out, but you still haven't wrestled him, though.
I've been waiting. I went down there 3 times. I went down there 3 or 4 months waiting for my match against Omen. I've been waiting for Omen.
Well, that was 15 months ago. It really goes past that, because the situation with the IMF, that goes back even to, if we're going to go down the road with James's show. I mean, you guys were in the crosshairs, and Omen was here many times and called you out, and we never saw that match. I mean, I don't even want to bring up the loose cannon situation, the scam artist. Because he was saying that you've been ducking him, but I'm not going to go there. I mean, listen.
That was definitely never happened. It never happened.
Let's not even
loose cannon never called me out.
Power plant experiment, but the point is that at the end of the day, you still haven't wrestled Omen Black, and I don't think we're ever going to see that match, actually. I would say that
I'm hoping we see it, because under the new management, we can make it happen.
But it seems that the new management, though, is only granting you rematches, though.
Nah, the new management is making all matches happen. That's the thing.
How are they doing that?
How? Yeah. Because it's more of, they want to see the best. They want to see WCE grow. They want to see.
So after you beat Crenton, shouldn't we have you and Omen Black at Summer Bash or in WCE? Shouldn't that match? I mean, I have Omen here Saturday, so I'll ask him the question. If
Omen wants the match, he can easily have the match, And that's the thing with me being on top, because I can make it happen.
Okay, so you're on top, but you don't have any championship, and you're about to lose this match, but you're going to beat Crenton. That puts you on top. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's all about being who is on top of WCE, and that is you looking at him. It's not Jovi, and it's not Nicholas Crenton.
Okay, but Jovi, though, is the guy that's created something that's brought the community together. That doesn't mean he's on top to you, then?
I got respect for him. I truly have respect for him.
but even guys like Jack Delta go, you know what? Sean Jovi, I respect him. Sean Jovi. I mean, Rad Dad even mentioned, again, Rad Dad doesn't do this often. He actually used on his social media, he said, Sean Jovi, I commend him for what he's doing. He's basically picking up the mantle that he tried and others over a decade ago. And if you put anybody on this platform and in other promotions, they go
And
Sean
I
Jovi.
do, and I do agree with you
But
on that.
wouldn't that
Yes,
make him? But
Joby
wouldn't
is trying to do what nobody else does.
wouldn't that make him the top guy? Because he's the guy that when people hear his name, they smile and they say, "Yeah, I like him. He's doing something to break doors." I mean, I love what you do in the ring. I do think that you're a good wrestler. I think there's no question you've been, a noble world champion. But I don't know if Kraven Rage has been the guy that invokes that same warm feeling that Sean Jovi does. Listen, I don't think Nicholas Crenson, and to be honest, I don't think Nicholas Crenson and Darkfire are a tenth of that same goodwill. Listen, I love all the talents in WC. I want to praise Kodak Kid. I want to praise James Marshall. You guys are all fantastic talents, but I think Sean Jovi's the only man that's broken doors. He's the only one that people come on this platform of all companies go, yeah, I know him. I like him. He's doing something that I really believe in.
And yeah, and he has broken doors. He has broken the barriers that no man has ever done. And that's
Doesn't
why
that make him the
I
top
truly
guy?
respect Sean Joby.
So then how does that not make him the top guy?
He is one of the top guys. Me and Joby. Put it like that.
Okay, well, that's different from saying he's not the top guy, though.
So I just put it like this. I do respect Sean Joby, and he's a one hell of a competitor, and he's a great athlete.
Oh, I think what he's done in the ring over the past year, even before that, I mean, there's no question you and him are killing each other in this match. And, obviously, maybe we'll see it again. I don't know what the circumstances will be. But, obviously.
Maybe one day down the line, me and Sean Joby will finally finish this story off between
Let
me
me
and
ask
him.
you, though, this question. And I appreciate, as we're here with Kraven Rage, the Backyard Nightmare, the ruler of the yard, and he is going to be in the ring at Vindication 3 against Nicholas Crenson in sort of a grudge match, it seems. But let me ask you, though, this question. And I don't mean to do this. I know people are tuned in. We have a lot more comments. But, Ledger Shade came on this platform a couple of weeks ago, and he's the man that's considered to be the Mount Rushmore. He's considered to be the guy that a lot of people look at. He carried the yard in the underground. He was the champion for just about as long as you, maybe even a tad longer. It was they correlated the same runs as champion. I think Ledger started a little bit different. He held the there in Tennessee Backyard Wrestling. But what do you say to people, though, when they kind of dismissed your run as champion? People come on here and they look at and they say, well, there was one Ledger Shade. Well, there was one Mr. Judgment. Mr. Judgment, state of Maryland. And, he's obviously had some success. But, most specifically when it comes to a Ledger Shade, when people say, Kraven Rage, he doesn't hold a candle to the run that Ledger Shade had. Ledger Shade was the one that took TBW and put them from 2,000 to 6,000 subscribers. He's the one that wrestled all these different guys, got them into doors that never were open before. Sponsorship, Barstool Sports coverage. I mean, all these different things. But what would you say that you really weren't the ruler of the yard? And what do you say to people when they kind of, instead of Nicholas Crenson being lumped in with the likes of C2K and Skulls, who you wrestled, by the way, in Silver Wolf, and I think it's a bit unfair, but they lump you in that category. What do you say to those people?
Well, I'll put it like this. I don't care what they did. The only thing I care about is what I do, and it's not about being a champion that makes you great. Everybody think, holding a gold makes you the champion. It's the way you perform. It's the way you have the passion, the heart, the fire. And I'm the only one that has that. Yes, Sean has the passion.
But some would say, though, when Ledger held his championship, his opponents, he faced some heavy hitters. He faced some big stars. I mean, there's no question.
I didn't have that. That's the thing. I didn't have that.
No, and I was going to say that.
I fully admit it. I didn't have that. I had Buzz Bunny. I had a skull. I had a bag of bones. You
Well,
know,
if
I
you
had a
if you
drip
had
queens.
okay,
I had Tyler Arks.
let me ask you a question. If you could have done it over again, you wouldn't have gone in the ring, obviously, with the likes of Skulls and Prince Charles and Tyler Ark and those guys. You would have had to have done it differently. Those guys would never have been in a ring with you. I mean, they shouldn't be in a ring anywhere. Most maybe Adonis in a certainly controlled situation, but some of those names, certainly like Prince Charles and Skulls, if you would have had to have done it over, you would not have been in the ring with those guys. That's a
Oh
fair
no,
statement.
no, I would never be in the ring with those guys. You know, if I do it over again, which I'm planning on doing it over again, yeah, I'm planning on making that
Then
title
wouldn't you
more
then want
ready.
to have? Then wouldn't you then next month want to have a match with Omen Black right away? I mean, we've been waiting. Listen, you come on here all the time, right? I love you as a person. You come on here every few weeks, and it is kind of in a way the same dance. It's the same, to quote Aerosmith, the same song and dance. We're having the same, or to quote Motley Crue, it's the same old situation. The only difference is we don't have the Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood videos with all the hot girls in the background. We have Kraven Rage here with some different Backyard Nightmare shirts there. But the point is that it's the same story, the same situation. So if you're going to beat Crenton, like you said, you're going to beat him like a drum. You're going to basically beat him into oblivion. Why not just then next month start wrestling guys like Omen Black, who you haven't wrestled, or wrestle guys that if you say you want the match, I mean, what? Why not just go for that right away?
I am. That's my goal. That's
So
that's the reason.
if Omen Black says he wants a match with you, let's say you beat Crenton. Let's say you beat Crenton. You say you're going to beat him into oblivion. And it sounds like from tonight, yeah, all right, you're going to do that. But if he wants a match and he sets the time, date, and place, you agreeing to it no matter what? You're going to agree to it?
I agree to it. I accept it.
So
I'm not backing down from no
backing
challenge.
down. So if that's going to be straight up mano a mano.
Yeah, I'm not backing down from no challenge because I wants to face the best. That's the only way I could be. And right now, I'm in God mode right now. The way I'm ready for vindication more than anybody right now. And I can't wait to get my hands on Nicholas Crenton just to prove to the world how good I am. You talking about?
You're using Nicholas Crenton then as an example of what you're going to be starting on then. So what we saw in the
because y'all going to see a different. You're going to see a different performance out of
this
me.
match, though, right now, I mean, Sean Jovi is pummeling you here in this match. I mean, you're being pummeled here right now. I mean,
of course, because it's Sean Jovi. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Crenton can never do this.
But can you compete with Omen Black?
Oh, I definitely can compete with Omen Black.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. You can compete with him, so you are not worried about what he could do from what his body of work has been received. You're very comfortable with what your ability and
man.
You see the finish here, basically, where you're basically.
And see, like I said, the ref didn't even ask me if I was there. I quit.
But you're handcuffed and have a chair next to you, and you're basically like almost like I don't know if you have a concussion. I mean, the ref.
I was waiting for Sean to pull the trigger. He can never pull the trigger.
The Wisconsin State Athletic Commission would have called the match in a matter of seconds.
Oh no,
they wouldn't have. No.
You know what I'm saying? He could never pull the trigger. That's why he can never go for the kill. If that was me, I would win and pull the trigger.
If you would have faced the same opponents as, let's say, a Ledger Shade did, you would still have been world champion as long as you would have?
Most definitely.
And if you face opponents like Omen Black regularly, you'll be able, with the new God mode, you'll be able to be on top and have the greatest run of your career. So what you're telling me is that once you beat Crenton and once you go on this run, that on the Mount Rushmore, we should put you there next to the likes of Jack Delta and Ledger Shade and, some other names you might want to make interchangeable. That's certainly up to you. People in different feds will say different names, completely fine. But after you beat
I know there's one place I'm definitely looking forward to going, and that's XCW. And I hope the real one is listening.
Because you want to go to XCW. So are you sure that but your career could be buried if you go to Indiana. I mean, I know that we're gonna, and spoiler alert here, Jackson Law is coming on here next Sunday night, and I'm sure get your popcorn out on this one because I'm sure he's gonna have a few things. But I will say, if he does say anything that is gonna be, that it will be, I'm sure people will have things they want to say on that. But the point is that if you want to go to XCW, you're confident there that you'd be able to go there and have your career not be buried. Because guys have gone to XCW outside of XCW and they haven't come back. And, there's probably more people that come on here and watch these shows than XCW shows live. So I can't blame them. But is you sure that's something you want to do?
Yeah, I definitely want to go down to XCW. I want to go down to TBW.
Well, TBW, I think people would certainly say, okay, if you want to go to TBW, so you want to go anywhere. You're basically saying
and there's one place that a certain owner has, I definitely would love to go to, and that's ROEW.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, I get it. So this is really not about XCW and TBW. Forget about what I said there. But you want to go to Michigan to ROEW. So you're telling me that in addition to Atlanta Pro Wrestling, that you want to go to ROEW and that you're going to, once you do what you do to Crenson, once you take over WCE again, that you're going to basically now look to do the same thing at ROEW. You want to run through all of those people there. I mean, you sure? I mean, you want to do that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely want to do that because I know what I'm capable of doing. Because I've been holding back, and that's the thing. I held back for 2 years, 3 seasons. I held back with the guys up here. That's why Nicholas Crenson is not ready for
that, because I have a comment which I actually want to bring up, and I actually want to bring on 1 or 2 people that want to say hello, and that's Jack Delta here, who is the ROEW champion. And Mr. Delta, by the way, I'm wearing his shirt at the moment. He's now the outsider, Jack Delta. So James Taylor, when you come on here in a few minutes, you got to update the wardrobe. But are you sure that Kraven Rage, would want to go in there with Jack Delta? I mean, he's on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, I can appreciate, when you pummel Nicholas Crenson from what you're telling me, but, Jack Delta's different. That's rarefied air. I mean, I know you had a great run in WC, but, I mean, this is a man that's wrestled where 10, 12, 15,000 people have watched his stuff on YouTube, and he's faced, some of the best that have ever done it. I mean,
that is true. That is true, and I have watched Jack Delta. I know he's good.
Yes, he's very good. But
he's on that level. He's on that level that I'm on right now.
I don't know,
and I'm going to show that level.
I don't know, but respectfully, I don't think you're on his level, though. I don't think at the moment you're on his level. I mean, he's wrestled in XCW, VTW. He's wrestled in every promotion. I mean, I think in WC you've had an absolutely worthy. You're a Hall of Famer. I appreciate everything you've done. I appreciate the blood, sweat, and tears you've put out there. I appreciate the fact that you've gone out there and you've given it your all. But, I mean, this is a man that's had face-offs with Aaron Jones and Ledger Shade. I mean, there's no question that.
Oh, yeah, and that would be a good dream match for me. That would be a good test for me to face Jack Delta. And it doesn't matter win or lose. But I will go in there and show him what I'm definitely capable of.
If some would say that you'd have to start off with in the likes in ROEW of Monoxide or Jacob Collins before you got to Jack Delta, how would you feel about that?
I accept it.
Okay.
If the offer's to me, I will accept it.
Okay. So you're basically looking to go anywhere.
Yeah, because that's how confident I am, and that's what I believe in. That's why I can carry this damn company on my back.
I'm going to bring somebody on in a second, but now, before I do anything, now I have mentioned Jackson Law is going to be here next Sunday. Now, he's not going to talk about XCW. I would imagine he's probably going to talk about different things that people have said about XCW. So this will probably be, I'm sure, certainly one where he's being, I don't want to put words in people because I like Jackson Law. He's in our Hall of Fame. I think Jackson's a phenomenal talent. He's the EBW champion, but I'm a feeling that he's here either to address what people have said about his employer or he's here to address different people, period. Now, I will say that if you like to wrestle Mr. Law, I think a lot of people would probably be on your side. And I like Jackson. I like you. But I will say that Mr. Law is going to be here. And I will say this, though, is a little basically a friendly nod to Mr. Law. if he does come on here and will be a little bit in any shape or way out of line, I will punch back. I will, but I like Mr. Law. I will punch back. I will say that if you're gonna come on here and just to go ba 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 boom ba boom, it's not going to work that way. It's you want to talk about what you want to do. You want to get into some things you want to say. Fine, but I have the microphone. I have the platform. This isn't Indiana where you get to be booked the way you want. You do the editing. You do the commentary. That's cool. Appreciate you on that. Appreciate what you're doing. Real quick, I'm going to get to you. But if you're going to come on here and you're going to go and want to talk out of line, I'm going to punch you back, buddy, because I'm from Brooklyn. This is not me talking to some Fed, some company. You're going to come on and disrespect people just to be here, just to do that. I'm not going to allow that. But if you want to have a conversation, you want to talk about different things, we're going to certainly have a very good conversation, and I'm looking forward to having you. So I would love to see that. Let me get to a couple more comments here. Anyone has the opportunity to take the title from me and end my ROEW career. If Kraven wants to do that, he's more than welcome to come out. And that's obviously a question that people want to hear. But you know what, Mr. Rage? I think I've seen enough. There are some people that would like to say hello. Before I do that, let me get to some comments. Yes, I try to be fair. Before I do anything, I try to be fair. See, I try to give people a platform. I try to be fair, but I will call it down the line. When I think that something's going on that I don't like, I'm going to say something. Because first of all, I'm not a yarder. I'm not a wrestler. I'm just a guy who's going to call it right down the middle. I don't get employed by anybody. I don't make any money from this. I do this for you. So if you're out here right now, I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it to give you a platform, to give you a place, because we all haven't got that place before. Let's kick the ballistics for a second. Sportswire is the only home for all wrestling matters. You can go somewhere else. God bless you. You can certainly do whatever you want. But this is the church for all wrestling that matters. This is the home where if you want to come here and you want to respect and you want to come here, have a good time, eat a meal, and make some friends, I'll do whatever I can. I pay out of my own pocket what I do here. I do it because I can afford it. I can do these things. But the facts are is that if this guy, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do it for a second. I want to address Jackson Law for a second because he wants to come on it. But I want to say this. Jackson Law, I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of respect for what you do in the ring. But if you're going to come on here and just make this about people, you have a long list of people to address. You're not going to come in here. You're not going to come and accept to eat my meal. I'm going to feed you. Then you're going to want me to wipe your butt. And then you're going to want me to smile and do that. It doesn't work like that way, buddy. If you're going to think that you're going to come in here and have a conversation like that, there's the door. You can go do that on XCW's freestyle. You can go do that with Fletch, the fish face that he is, and I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to tolerate that. So if you want to be civil, you want to have a good conversation, I'll do it. But you're not going to come in here and disrespect the people's house, the wrestler's house, because you have angst. You can go to Shooting with the Saint. You can go with Ace Reed and his Wired Up podcast, or you can do your own podcast. So I'm going to tell it to you right now. I'm sorry I'm taking up your spot, but I'm going to tell it to you right now. If you want to come on here and have a civil conversation, I'll bring you on. But if you're going to come on here just to go ba-ba-beep, ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-boom, listen, buddy, I'm from the streets. I can tell you that you don't want any of that. You want to be here and have a good conversation and talk, I'm more than happy to have you. But if you're going to come on here, like I said, I cannot keep repeating myself enough here on this. But if you're going to come on here because you're told by your employer or you have angst, buddy, I'm going to tell you right now. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it right now. I don't really think that many people have addressed you on this platform. But if you have problems with people that didn't get maybe a fair shake in XCW, you need to talk to them. You need to address them. You're not going to come on here to use it as a vehicle because your employer told you to. So I'm going to tell you right now, you want to come on, have a fair shake, I'll give it to you. But I'm not going to allow you to come on this as a place to score grudges with your employer because your employer wound up doing things that different people didn't like. I'm not going to allow that. So you have a decision, bud. You want to come on here, have a civil conversation, I'll let you be here. But if you're not, and you want to talk and you want to basically come out here and use this, not going to happen. You're not going to come in here and you're not going to eat my meal. You're going to expect me to cook it. You're going to expect me to open the toilet for you, wipe your butt, and then basically smile and say thank you because I gave you an opportunity. Doesn't work like that way, bud. Doesn't work like that way, bud. So you make a decision. You got until next Sunday. If you want to be here, you want to be cool, I'll always welcome. I'm welcome to have anybody here. But if you're here because you're upset about something and you want to air that here, I'm not going to allow that because this is the church of the people. This is the people's house. You built this platform. You gave this a place where you can come and feel comfortable and want to talk and want to be able to make friends and network. But this is not going to be a platform that is going to be. And Tommy the Man Merriman, what the issue is that Jackson Law wants to come on Sportswire Radio next Sunday, and he basically wants to address things that have been told basically about, I guess, I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it's about XCW. Tommy Merriman, you're always welcome here, but I'm not going to tolerate some of what he may want to do. So I'm just giving a friendly warning shot. Anybody's welcome. I would love to have Jackson Law every day. I want everybody here every day, but I'm not going to allow the platform to be disrespected or used as a vehicle to score grudges because people have had, and I have had an issue. Listen, I'll say it real quick. I apologize to you, but I will say it. I have a grudge or an issue with the promoter because Tommy the Man Merriman, he talked about my Hall of Fame, buddy. I'm going to say it. I don't want to repeat it, but I put the Hall of Fame. I built a website for people. I built a platform for the people. And I was told by somebody very well known in the backyard wrestling world who years ago said, thank me for what I'm doing. So you know what? I will put 80 million people in my Hall of Fame. As a matter of fact, I will tell you this much. I have other people from other backgrounds in the Hall of Fame. So you don't tell me, or if you don't like or disrespect the platform, go on your own show. Go on your own show. So I have a problem with anybody. And I don't want people to come on here and just basically crap on other people because they have a problem with that. Go do an Instagram live, go do a Facebook live, and go do that there. But you're not going to come on here because you're mad because Aaron Blaze said something, or Chase Sullivan said something, or Jack Delta this, Anthony Steele this, that, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to work that way. So, Tommy, the point is that Jackson Law wants to come on next Sunday, and he's not coming here to talk XCW, but I'm telling you right now, warning shot, this is my shot fired. This is going to be shooting with the Reverend. You're not going to come on here, and you're not going to want to just talk to score grudges out. You're going to come on here for a civil chat. If you want a civil chat, I'm more than happy to have you. You want to talk about what you're working? I'm more than happy to have you. If you want to talk about anything else important, CBW, talk about it. You want to talk about the EBW title, I'll talk about it. But you're not going to come on here just specifically just to call out wrestlers because you were upset with something. And so I respect you as an individual. I appreciate what you've done. I love XCW as a platform. I love the guys coming on here. I don't like how the fact that the owner has not promoted the appearances of the talent on there. And I don't want to have to beg people to come on here and to be here. That's fine. I want the talent here, but I'm not going to allow wrestlers to be disrespected because they aired their grudges out. If you're doing this on your own volition, cool. But if you're being told from your promoter because he can't handle the heat and those people have said things, and I am upset about things. I mean, listen, I'm just telling you the straight facts. So thank you, Mr. Rage. I think that explains everything. I've seen enough to quote Dave Wasserman. I'm bringing on two gentlemen here, and I am stern and fair. And how you guys doing tonight?
I want to piggyback what you said, Tom. I like XCW, the product, but, booking itself, when I was there in Encounters, I witnessed a horrible match with Jack Delta and his Jesse Justice. There's no way in hell Jack Delta should have lost the belt, especially the belt to Jesse Justice, whatever the fuck his name is.
Jesse Justice.
You can tell Jack Delta was clearly the more talented one, and shout out to Jack Delta, but just that, and Law wants to kind of
I'm not gonna
take the blows.
I'm not gonna tolerate that. So I'm gonna take the shot. You know what? Hang on, because I know you're wrestling. You're not. I'm gonna tell you right now, Jackson Law. If you want to be cool, you're welcome here anytime. But if you're here to retaliate on firing people, I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to put somebody else to be here to promote them. So I'm not going to use it where a guy is trying to score angst at other people. I don't know whose audio's problem is, but the facts is that I have to go. This is where I'm going to draw the line. If you want to be here, And his words specifically, I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it because I really don't give a flying hoot. Because you know what? If they want to cancel Sportswire tomorrow, go for it. But here's the facts. I specifically asked, do you want to talk XCW? No. If you want to come on here and address what happened in Indiana, you go DM Omen Black. You go DM Jack Delta. You go DM Aaron Blaze. You go DM anybody with a problem. You're not going to come on here for 2 hours straight just because you want to go address people. I'm sorry to say it that way. If you want to be here to talk about what you're doing, cool. If not, you're not welcome.
What's he gonna say to me? Oh, the fact that we let him come to Winter Clash, and he shows up fucking 2 minutes before the show time for his match goes, and yet he wants to trash us as soon as.
And that's what he wants to. You know what? I'm not going to allow that. I don't listen. If you want to be here, Dale. You want to be here, Dale. You come on, have a conversation. But you're not going to come in here and you're going to eat my meal. You're going to expect me to give you the toilet paper, give you the hand sanitizer, smile, say thank you for letting me come on to my platform, and then expect me to just allow that to happen. So if you want to be here, you want to be cool, have a chat, fine. But the facts is that you have not wanted to be on this platform. And as a matter of fact, the last time you were here, it really wasn't like you wanted to be here. So if you want to be here, come here. But if you don't want to be here and you're here because you're addressing scores to settle, get out of the door. And you know what? If you keep it up, I don't need you in the Hall of Fame either. So I'm letting you right now. I'm firing the shot. I'm firing a shot specifically. Dale. So if you want to come on here, have a conversation. Let's be civil. But if you want to come on here just to address people, bud, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a champion. I'm not a promotion, not a fed. I'm here to let the people speak. I'm here to give people an outlet so that they can feel welcomed. If you want to come on here and address people, don't come in the kitchen because I'm going to burn you and I'm going to take you and I'm going to make sure you're burned like a crisp and I'm going to cook you and I'm going to eat you. I'm going to pass the meal out to everybody else. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's all I want to say.
There's only 2 people on Sportswire that's allowed to talk shit, and that's me and Omen Black. We got this shit handled.
Well, Tommy Merriman wants to come in. I think we should let Merriman come in.
I will let Tommy Merriman come in. Absolutely. Listen, I'll let anybody come in here.
Look, all I'm going to say is this. If your whole demeanor is to just retaliate against what someone said to you or about you, homie, you got another thing coming. This is Sportswire Radio, where we shoot our shot any day of the fucking week. And trust me,
but I don't want it to be where, you know what, somebody comes here and they're here not because they want to, guys come and shoot, but at least there's a reason to promote. I don't want to bring somebody on and they're here really because they're doing somebody else's business. I'm not interested in that. I'm just telling you right now.
If he's coming here to...
Everyone would agree with me. And my thing is with the owner, I think someone in DQW can understand too, that I was physically hurt. My arm was broke. And this dude...
I remember this.
Go for an answer about me. I can't show up to XCW. I can't wrestle.
Did you get fired?
Well, can you stand there? I don't want to just stand there on the side while my tag team partner just takes an ass beating.
See, my thing with can I finally say my piece on XCW?
David Rage, I appreciate everything you've done. I think we got the point right now. So, Anthony, the floor is yours.
So here's my experience with XCW. I want to finally speak on it. The locker room, I've met some fucking cool cats.
I love a lot of the guys in the locker room. I have
Tommy Merriman, Justin Parsley, met him a little bit before, I left. DJ, I still say this to this day. Fucking, I love DJ. DJ's one of my best fucking friends from XCW. Love him to fucking death. But, so, you gotta think, I'm traveling. I'm a traveling guy. So, it just so happened we're on the road.
Broke down.
Huh?
When your car's not broke down.
Hey, shit happens. But I was sitting here, I was trying to bust my ass at work, and I wasn't able to make it. I told him, hey, I don't have the funds to make that fucking drive. And I was like, I can show up next taping, make everything fire. Because at one time, there was a time that me and DJ were supposed to do work together, and DJ wasn't able to fucking show up. And so he just had me cut a promo at this fucking place and send him the fucking video, and he just posted it on the show. So I was like, okay. And then when I tell him I can't show up, he stripped me of the New Age Championship. Undefeated, by the way. Undefeated on his fucking roster. Strips me of the championship and tells me he no longer needs my services. And that's where I looked and I was like, the fuck? Like, that's unprofessional shit. And then I talked to him again, you know, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind coming back working with some of the dudes. I don't want a championship at your fucking Fed. I just want to work with some of the dudes I didn't get to work with, like Parsley, like fucking Merriman.
I
Fuck,
love those guys.
like
I love them, but you know what? I'm not gonna tolerate. You know what? This is where I'm drawing the line. If you want to come on here, and this is the Jackson Law. If you want to come on here, you're welcome to talk, but you're not gonna use this to score grudges. Tommy the Man Merriman, how are you?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, my friend? You look good, by the way. Sorry about your match with Justin Parsley.
Yeah, this son of a bitch jumped me at the end of my match.
You gotta do what you gotta do, Omen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello. Hello.
Well, but I did want to say one thing though, man. Like if somebody is going to try to shoot shots on somebody's broadcast, like I said, catching a ride to do something else, man, and you're getting butthurt about it or anything else like that, dude, you're in the wrong business.
Well, and I love XCW. I love the guys, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is where I do have to protect people because I don't feel that people come on here every time to shoot. I think that we get heated sometimes in interviews, even Kraven Rage. Kraven Rage, you won the lottery today because today you've done your interview. You've done a great job. Congratulations. But here's the point.
You weren't ass. Thank God.
But the point is that you won a lotto ticket. But here's the point. Yes, we come on here. Sometimes we shoot. We get. How you doing, Chase Sullivan? How you doing, Coach Chris Kraven? The point is that we don't. I don't want people to come here specifically just to shoot and score grudges on people. If you want to promote something, I'm very cool with that. Tommy, my gripe with Fletch is really only to do with the fact that they're not promoting people that come on the platform, and I don't want to have to pull teeth. You're always welcome. Anybody's here anytime. But my issue is that you're not going to come on here, and I think it's a lack of character. It's a disrespect to the platform, and the fact is that the Hall of Fame was disrespected, and there's no communication here. Justin Parsley was doing a great job in coordinating, and I love Justin today. I love everybody. I have no issue with the locker room, and as a matter of fact, I have no issue with Law, but I don't want someone to come on here just to. I will say this. I will put a screenshot out there of this. I don't want to have somebody come on. When I specifically asked, do you want to talk XCW? Do you want to talk your match for the EBW title? He said no. He's here to address things about Indiana. That's where I'm drawing the line. If you want to come here to talk about who you are, come on down. Anybody's welcome. But if you're here just to basically score some grudges at Aaron Blaze and even me, anybody else that said something, go on Shooting with the Saint, go on Freestyle, go on Ace Reed's podcast, go on Silver Wolf, go on C2K. You can go find the door somewhere else. I'm just
Not
sorry
our
to say
show,
that.
Anthony. Not
Nah.
My thing is, like, I don't know anything. I don't know why Josh isn't promoting the show.
Way to ruin the show, Tom. Bringing this guy.
I'm sorry to. You know what? That's an issue. You'd have to ask Josh that question. Listen, it's not even to do with the locker room. It's really, unfortunately, I can't speak on behalf of the promoter. I don't listen. I don't tell people what they should do in terms of wins and losses. I don't tell people who to be booked. The only reason I have an issue is that months ago, listen, here's what it comes down to. Tommy the Man Merriman, you weren't allowed to come on here for months. We talked, and you couldn't come. No, I'm going to say it now. I'm sorry if you get fired from XCW for this, but I wanted you to come on. He said no. He talked about the storyline. He talked about all these different things, and that's fine.
Josh is
no
very
problem.
coordinated, man.
But you know what? No, I want people that want to come on here and can talk. I want people that.
Too, Tommy. If you get fired, you always have a home in IMF.
And Tommy, I'll employ. You know what, Tommy? I'll employ you on Sportzwire. I tell you what. I will personally employ you on this platform. So if you lose your spot, I will go. If I have to go out of my pocket, I will personally employ you. So that's how serious. Anybody knows me. How many shirts do I own at this point? Who's the only guy that goes out and supports? It's yours truly. So I'm a man of my word. Listen, I love XCW. I love everybody. I just have an issue only when I don't think the coordination's been correct, and I don't like how the Hall of Fame was disrespected.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, this line of business, man, it can take a toll not just on the body, man, but also the mind.
Oh, I work in the world of politics. I understand it completely.
And you know, it's just communication is key in the industry, man. And everybody knows that the ref is fucking king. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, he is king shit. It doesn't matter how famous you get. It doesn't matter how much you're getting fucking paid. The ref is always the fucking man. You know what I'm saying? So if you truly have somebody that you have a fucking problem with, man, do what we do in the fucking old days, dude. You drag them aside man to man, not over a fucking screen or a fucking keyboard warrior. You address the fucking elephant, bro. Period.
And that's what I try to do, but I don't want it to be here only when somebody's here to score out grievances. And I just don't want that because I still believe in promoting people, and that's why we're here. I don't want to turn this into listen. And I would get more views, but I want to still, when we shoot, there's still at least a level of somebody's here to promote. That's all I want to say.
Actually, can I get a shout out real quick?
You can say 100,000 things you want.
All right, so just this last week, I had a fan from Georgia get a hold of me, and I'll even take the screenshots and everything else, man. Dude, it was amazing. His birthday was just last Sunday. I actually signed this picture for him.
Oh my God, God bless.
And this is ring worn between probably like my last 7 years of my career. And I'm actually going to mail this out to him.
That's so cool.
It is ring worn.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Probably one of the best matches I've ever had in this was it was 2 Summer Mania shows with Brandon Hardcore Hobbs.
Oh, of course. Message me from time to time. Yep.
And Hayden Vex.
Oh, it was unfortunately not in XCW at the moment.
Right. But no, I just want to give a shout out, man. I know that there's a lot of workers in this chat room right now, man. Dude.
Well, what are you doing before? Well, I'll tell you what. What are you doing before Extreme King? I will bring you on the week before Extreme King. What's your schedule? You pick a day before June 15th, and I'll bring you on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely get back with you on that.
Message me. You pick a day, and I'll bring you here.
And also, Tommy, I'll see you on the 22nd.
Oh, buddy, I'll do that.
Me and you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Merriman, and I say hello. And we'll let you go there. I want to say hello to a bunch of people here. I think I lost some people, but I want to say hello to my friend Angela in Brooklyn, Angela Pink, who's thinks it's just the greatest show in history, but it's not intended to be that way. But I appreciate that. But
it's always a good show on Sportzwire Radio. What you talking about?
Well, until the next one. Oh.
I mean, it's not a good show when you bring James Taylor on, but I mean, I guess he has to be.
It's 1945 typewriter.
I was actually asked to be here.
Can I say one thing about XCW?
You say 100 things. Your show.
I know that it's clear that sluts don't like me or Souls or anyone who we associate with, but like the only thing that gets me is I feel bad for the guys who from XCW associate with us, like Parsley, Merriman, Ellis.
Jay Ellis, yep.
I feel like their careers, like in XCW, have like gone down because they associate with us. And
I think the word has gotten out. I've said a million things, and I'm sure those guys are like, "Oh, they're going down." Boop.
Like, look at Ellis. I haven't.
Well, somebody's echoing here. Let's see.
Is it me?
Let's see. Let me see. Let's go at one. Let's put everybody on mute. Let's see. Yeah, somebody's echoing. Let's see where the echo is coming from. Let's take it off here. I think it's you, Anthony Steele. You're the echo.
Wow! No,
you're the echoer.
Motherfucker.
But it's just, I feel bad for those guys who have to suffer, especially the guys like Brogan O'Shea, Hunter Halkin, like the true talent they have in XCW. They're victims of this crossfire.
How about now?
Let's see. Yeah, you sound better. No, it's still echoing. Still echo.
What the fuck?
Turn the echo cancellation on.
Shut up, boy.
You're right. How about now?
Let's see. Yeah, better. Do better.
That's my thing. I feel bad for those guys.
I feel
See,
bad for everybody. Yeah, I feel bad.
my whole thing with XCW is like 1 minute Fletch will have a great idea, and the next minute that idea will turn to complete and utter bullshit. Like again, me and DJ, we had this whole fucking storyline plan, and it was great. It was fucking great. It ended the way it should have, and then to fucking just like drop talent like that just because they missed one show, like they can't. I at that point, I'm not a person that just gets to go to every fucking wrestling event that he can.
Dude, he was expecting Dark Kron, and shout out to Dark Kron, but he was expecting
When he's
Dark
injured.
Kron to be there the day after he had emergency surgery for cancer.
Like, no offense, that's the difference between good bookers and shitty bookers. Is if you're gonna sit here, if you get told that one of your guys is injured in any way, shape, or form, and you still have the balls to sit there and ask them, "Hey, you still gonna show up?" Fuck no. Hell no.
But he's the gold standard. He's the one that's 21 years. Dylan Bostic. He's a ref. So you know what that shows me? That shows me, and unfortunately, I did know this off the air, and I hate that this is on the record. But my problem with that is that as a person, I have a problem with that because we're not WWE. This is not AEW versus WWE. Somebody's health.
So I just got one thing to say. He might be 20, 21, 22 years in the fucking business. Omen Black Soldier GP have not been in the business that goddamn long and pull a bigger crowd than fucking XCW ever has.
I think there's a lot of people on that, but let me say hello to some people because I still want to get to people. James Taylor, a long time no speak.
Long time no speak.
Fuck you, James. Shut the fuck up.
Gotta keep my perfect attendance record, according to some people.
So, do I give you like a class participation award for perfect attendance?
There you go. Yes, please. And
you got to put a sticker on him every day.
I was
you know what? We'll come back to this at the end. But what did you guys all think of Kraven?
I was asked to be here.
We're really here for. So, what did you think of Kraven Rage tonight? Were you believing it? What do you think here going into this? That's what you want to talk about, James. Go for it.
Oh, me? Okay, yeah. All right, then let's go. All right, so Mr. Rage.
Yes, sir.
I saw your promos, and we talked about this a little.
No, I'm just kidding.
We talked about this earlier today. Now, unlike somebody like Anthony, I was telling you, you're going against Nicholas Cranston. When I hear the name Rage, I'm expecting somebody to be pissed off. I'm expecting somebody to be highly upset, very intense, rageful, and I'm not getting that from you. I would like to get that from you. I'd like to, as a fan watching this sport, whoever's on the mic, whoever's in the ring, I want to see what their character really is. And as far as you, I'll give you credit. You're probably a safe worker. You've got the passion for it, kind of like what we talked about with Xavier Thorne the other night. But if you were part of that show and you watched, like a lot of these guys were in there, probably took an hour and a half for it to happen, but he finally woke the fuck up. Pardon my French, but he woke up and just blasted everybody he could. And everybody he earned a lot of people's respect that night.
I had somebody talk about it today, very influential. It was like he really showed something. Yep.
So if you're Kraven Rage, got the smoke in the background, looking all mysterious, you're the ruler of the yard. As a character, I don't want to buy your ticket because I don't believe it yet. Just like I told Nicholas Cranston the other day, and I heard his little promo, by the way, before I came on here, and he name dropped me, saying that it pissed him off that I said that. But I meant it, and if I got under his skin, good. So if anybody can get under your skin and bring it out of you, who's it going to be? Is it any of these other guys that are right here? Because Omen Black's been calling you out for months. You got somebody like Anthony Steele, who's an annoying little shit. You got Kraven over here who says he's
whooped your ass.
Kraven. If you've got the name Kraven and he's got the name Kraven, he keeps putting you on blast. Why don't you call him out? Talk. What you need to do is bring that energy to the table. Show the passion that you got. Quit doing a lot of ums and ahs. Turn that mode on and show us who in the hell Kraven Rage is. Find that passion. Find that anger that you got that's deep inside you. You pissed off of the way you grew up or something. Tap into it. Just like we told Thorne. Just like we've told a lot of guys.
By the way, Anthony, how you feeling from what Ronnie did to you yesterday?
Hey, Ronnie got something coming. Ronnie got something coming.
If
Oh,
I
hey,
told
all I'm gonna say is this: Kraven Rage. There's one thing I know that's factual. I get to face the real Kraven on July 5th.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be the best match of the century, for the simple fact that, like, one, I don't think you should be taking information from James Taylor telling you to call
So you
someone
see
out
what he's doing right there?
because James
You see what he's doing
is one
right
of
there, Ray?
James is one of those
This
people.
annoying little.
I know.
no
Hey,
puberty
look, I might be
having
annoying, but I at
motherfucking
least
fan.
when I call someone
He
out, I can
likes
face
to
them.
talk his
Um,
shit. He likes to run his mouth because that's how he
Hey.
tries to get under someone's skin.
Where have you been
This
in the wrestling
bastard
scene?
actually brought
Hey,
me
where you
out of
been in the
society
wrestling
and
scene,
brought me
James?
back into the
Where have you
business.
been in the
So
wrestling
here
scene,
I
James?
am, shutting
Nowhere
up
to be
and talking.
seen.
I got the
Nowhere to
microphone
be
right
seen.
now.
You've
So
been
you
nowhere to be
motherfucker,
seen, motherfucker.
you
Where have you been?
need to tell
How can
people
you give
like
advice
him
when you
to
ain't
shut
been
the fuck
nowhere?
up when we're
What are you talking about?
This ain't about you or me because you know I'm gonna
Because
beat
you're
your ass
irrelevant,
if I ever
James.
see you again.
You're irrelevant.
Like that, I
Where have
will.
you been?
You ain't nothing, boy.
Where have you been?
I tear your ass up.
Where have you been?
Shit.
Where have you been?
Now I got you
Hey,
covered.
James.
I'll beat you
One at
any
a
day of
time,
the week.
one at a time.
Answer the question.
That ain't
Answer the
about
question.
me.
One at a
This
time.
is
Answer the
Kraven
question.
Rage.
One at a
You see what I'm
time.
talking
One at a
about?
time.
Pull
One
the
at a time.
anger out of
Parent
you
Tom is
and
telling you,
show
hold
these
on.
motherfuckers who the hell you are.
Where have you been, James?
I can't
you
tell
Nowhere to
if
been?
James
fucking be
Taylor
seen.
or
Where you
Xavier
been?
I
Thorne.
can answer that.
Hanging out in Mississippi, doing
James,
whatever the hell you're
Wrestling.
doing.
Wrestling.
You and me
Wrestling.
one more time, I'm gonna beat
James,
the hell out of you.
James,
Hey.
James, I got
There
it.
is.
James,
Hey.
actually, I'm going to back you up here. Here's where you've been in wrestling. You ready? Here's where you've
Yeah.
been. You're
2K.
the owner of ROEW. You're the
Yeah,
you're the
I am the
biggest fan
owner of ROEW.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
'cause that's the
show
only
this
company
bitch
that
how
wants
to
you
run
right
a
now.
damn company.
That's
And
the
I'm
only
already
company
proving
that
it.
wants
Look
you.
at Jack Delta. Jack Delta's the world champion. You got great talent that's in the ring right now, and I don't even have to be up there in Michigan when
Hey,
I'm running the
Omen.
motherfucker.
Hey, hold on, Omen. You know what I'm hearing? A lot of fucking bullshit from someone that hasn't been in the ring in how many
A lot
fucking
of
months?
fucking
You know what?
bullshit.
I
What
just wanna-
bullshit? What
How
bullshit?
many
did you bring
months?
to the
I
table
want
then,
hold
huh?
on. My turn.
How
You
many
talk
fucking
all
months?
this shit.
How many
You
months,
wouldn't
James?
dare say that to my face
Hey.
because you know I got you.
Homie, how about this? How about this, James?
Homie.
Show up. You know where Resi is. Hey, I'm back at Resi. You know where Resi is.
I'm right
I beat
here.
your ass there last time. I'll do it the fuck again.
So who's
I'll
getting
do it the
flowers?
fuck again.
Promise me, Anthony. Promise me
Promise.
you're gonna do it again.
That means you gotta show up, motherfucker.
Show up.
Show
What
up.
I do, I'm gonna
Time
beat
out,
the fuck
time
out
out.
of you.
I'm
Period.
going to mute
shit.
everybody if you don't do what I want people to go one by one. So we're not going to make out on air. But what we are going to do is, see, that was funny. That was funny. But we're going to let everybody go one by one and talk. Omen, you're raising your hand. It's your show. What do you want to say?
You know, I just want to say this. You guys made me believe. I couldn't tell that was James Taylor or Anthony Steele. Or I can't tell that was Xavier Thorne from the other night. You guys made me believe. I'm sold.
Can I invite Mr. Thorne in there?
I thought cockfights were illegal. Like these two going at each other, like Jesus Christ.
James Taylor has to show up before he can start talking to anybody
Aren't
about
you
fucking
worried
anything.
about
for
Ronnie
wrestling.
Brady right now after what he did to you on Elevation yesterday, on Elevation 36?
I don't give a fuck what Ronnie Brady did. This is about James fucking Taylor running his goddamn mouth too damn fucking much and still ain't done shit
It's
about it.
about me, boy.
James
God.
You're
Hey,
damn
look.
right it's about me. Because people would buy tickets to see me beat the hell out of you. Because you're
When?
garbage. You're
Hey, when's the last
garbage.
time
I've
someone
proven
bought a
it
ticket to
once,
see
I've proven
James
it
Taylor?
twice.
When's the last time someone bought a
proven it
ticket to see
third
James
time.
Taylor? When's the last time someone bought a ticket to see James Taylor?
I want to
When's
see
the
James
last
Hey, I
time?
want to
Taylor
say this. I
wrestle
think the
match
only
so we
two people
can
here selling out
relive the
tickets is me
same
and Mac.
inverted bump
That's a
16
good point.
times.
I'm
I
going to
think
put my
I think
fist
the only
down your
people
damn
here selling
mouth.
out tickets is me and Mac. What's up, Mac?
I'm going to put
Hey,
my fist in your
James.
mouth and my foot in your ass when I'm done with you.
Show up to Summer Bash.
You got business at Summer Bash with the guy with the cancer stick in his mouth.
It's 3 days. Hey, it's 3 days. It's 3 days of ass whooping, James. Versus Chris, you could be day 2.
Wear the hell out of you.
You could be day 2.
Still not a worn out one.
I ain't worried about a worn out has-been that hasn't done shit in 6 years.
No, pick me.
Wait,
Pick
I
me.
thought the
Tag
J-Wild
Gary
match
and
was
Chris,
last
you
year.
get him.
Teacher, call me.
Wait. Hold the fucking phone. Steele, who are you referring to a has been that ain't done nothing in 6 years? Which one are you talking about?
James Taylor said.
You.
Me.
I thought it was James
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything in 6 years, and I'm still gonna walk over you.
Teacher,
You thought.
please,
You thought. You thought.
please.
No thought.
You thought.
Action. Do.
Thought.
We'll be done.
Thought.
We'll be done.
You're gonna
And
be.
you wanna
Hey, look.
you wanna sit there and talk about Kraven Rage making all these challenges. You better be able to live up to the ones you've made.
100%. I'll be at Summer Bash, and I'll beat your ass at Summer Bash.
Taylor, if you're gonna make a challenge, save that gas money, get permission to spend it, and drive your ass up north, and then you can play ball too. We can all have a lovely weekend.
Maybe we can still do.
James Taylor traveling to any company is like fucking Omen Black being 175 pounds again.
Well,
Hey,
you know
fuck
what?
you.
Omen, it's his
First
show.
off,
But
fuck
James. James. Obviously, I think weren't you here because Kraven Rage wants to go to ROEW, and that's really why you're here because you're going to sign Kraven Rage.
I didn't say I was going to sign Kraven Rage, but he's more than welcome to come up there if he wants to come up there and come
Really?
try it out.
So would you want to? You going to book him and Jack Delta?
If Jack Delta wants the challenge, if he thinks he's up for the challenge, and I get the say so, and he says yes, I want to face Kraven Rage, and Kraven wants to actually face him, then I'll sign it.
So Kraven Rage, if James Taylor thinks he wants to do it, you might be getting a match in ROEW if that's where you want to go.
Hey, Kraven, you might want to give James some gas money so you can meet him there.
I don't know why you keep talking, Anthony. This ain't about you.
I want to say this to the man.
This is Mr. Kraven Rage's show right now.
I want to say something to the man of the show, Kraven Rage. You know, you keep
What you got?
You keep
What you got, fat boy?
running your mouth about me or how you want to match with me, blah blah blah. But listen, the true person who's been calling you out for a whole year and you've been ducking isn't me. It's Loose Cannon. But you get past Nicholas Crenson. Let's see if you can impress me. If you do, probably won't.
Omen.
I'll see you at Summer Bash.
How can you be impressed by Sean Jovi's bitch?
Omen. I'm definitely put it like this. I will get past Nicholas Crenson.
But not Sean Jovi.
With no ifs, ands, and no buts. And I don't want to face your son, Loose Cannon.
Son?
You know.
Hold on. Hey, Omen, I've got an idea.
I don't want to face your son. I want to face the so-called boogeyman of the Midwest.
Ain't this guy had a match booked with me for like the last 7 months at Summer Bash? He's got what? He won Crenson, he's got Cannon, he's got you, he's got me. When are you gonna get to work, son?
Hey, hold on. And I definitely want to fight the old man sitting in the middle.
Cannon's not going to Summer Bash at fucking all.
Hey, Chris, that's why James wants them. That's why James wants them.
You're right, Kraven Rage. You're right. I am an old man. Respect your fucking elders. I'm a lesson, young boy.
The last old man I beat was Remington Striker, so I definitely will beat your old ass.
You fought a guy who gets more pleasure out of 2K24 than he does in a real goddamn ring. And you're gonna sit there and talk how you gonna run over this old man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna stop my Walker King and everything else.
I
got up your ass.
I'd really hate to admit it. Whether Mr. Chris Kraven likes me or not, I really don't care. But at the same time, I'm sorry, Kraven Rage, but beating Remington Striker doesn't compare to if you could beat Chris Kraven, because I've seen Chris Kraven's work, and I don't think he ain't no. Remington Striker ain't no Chris Craven. I'm sorry.
Remington Striker's a drunk. I mean, he's a drunken bum that honestly is never coming back on this platform. I mean,
unfortunately.
Remington
Hey, Omen, but like I was trying to say a second ago, Omen, I have an idea.
Yes, sir.
If Kraven Rage can impress you and basically kind of impress me, we might put him in our match.
Listen, there's going to be a match consistent of all hardcore wrestlers. Me and Mac are in it. Me and Mac have talked. Kraven, if you really want to go down, because you said earlier, and I quote, I can do what they do. You said that. If you really want to go down this path, Summer Bash is your destination if you want to do that.
Why will Kraven Rage from Skulls want to wrestle a man who is a black cloud waiting to be buried more than 6 feet deep?
Shut up, Skulls. Get out of here.
The same reason why you travel to Wisconsin.
He's a promoter. Just want to make sure he's a promoter.
It's the same reason why you travel to Wisconsin, Skulls.
And anybody want to say anything to C2K? He's in the house.
Get the fuck out of here.
C2K, you're a bitch.
C2K talk show. C2K.
So,
don't know.
James Taylor sucks everyone's dick.
Anthony Steele,
You
shut
get past
the
Crimson.
fuck up.
You get past
You little
Crimson.
pumpkin pie head
But I
cutting
want to hear
freak.
right now an answer. With me and Mac present, do you want to be in that match with us?
I accept. Because I'm definitely going to get past the Crimson. It's a
Shit.
2 out of 3 falls match.
Speak English.
The winner will be Kraven Rage.
Now, my other person I
Anthony.
want to add, I know he's watching Atomic Titan. I want to hear your answers as well.
Hey James, I just got one question. How bad is it gonna be? How bad is it gonna be when my dog shows up to more wrestling events than you have in almost a year?
Oh,
Ooh.
Lord. Oh, that really hurts me. Thank you.
But I would also want to point out that Anthony's
Yeah.
obviously owning a company. He's the only one that's an owner right now.
Yeah, I seem to be the one that's owning a company.
That's maybe make the hey whatever profit.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, I just got
Owners when they step in the ring.
hey Chris Craven. I just got one question. He's an owner now, so that means he has to make money. That means he can finally travel, right?
One would think.
I also want to point out that one of our listeners, my friend Angela, wants to say, Anthony, are you mad? LOL with an LOL.
Yeah. Man.
I ain't mad. I'm speaking facts.
He's
Boy.
mad with his little fight shirt on,
Facts.
looking tough.
Hey,
Like he's like
Omen,
he's Mr.
Titan's
Tough
ducking
Guy.
us until
Hey,
Sunday.
look, it's okay. It's okay, James. You can say I look tough, but I can
You
say
really
that I've been
think
doing.
that
I've
you
been
have-
wrestling
Hey,
more.
hold on,
Hey,
ladies.
I've been
Chill out.
wrestling more in 2024 than you, homie.
And you
Anthony
still wrestle
Diamond.
like
You
a
wanna go?
kindergarten, buddy.
Are you Antonio Diamond? Is that what it's called?
Hey, look.
Diamond?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is this, James. Just listen very, very closely. While you've been fucking sitting on the shelf trying to buy into a company that's going to fucking die,
What?
I'm gonna live your fucking dream. That's what's gonna fucking kill you.
We got Jack Delta.
Promise me.
We're not dying in ROEW, and we got Big Head Cam.
With James Taylor running a company is the same way of James Taylor wrestling. It's gonna fucking suck after about 3 to 6 months.
We
That's
got
not
Pride
fair.
Wrestling Federation, 1,200 subscribers, and we got the TikTok page, right? So we got the followers.
Hey,
Hey, are you getting mad, James? Are you getting mad?
James, I got
Yeah.
this. James, I got this. Hey, Anthony, if it wasn't for James, I wouldn't know who the fuck you were.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Everyone's got to find someone somewhere. But guess what? Who showed up to your Fed? Who showed up to your Fed?
You didn't.
Not
You
James
didn't.
Taylor.
You did.
Not James Taylor.
Doesn't
Not
matter.
fucking James Taylor.
Doesn't matter.
I gotta bring up a comment here from Skulls. I'm not the one who had a seizure after a death match, like a fill in the blanks.
No, you just got hit in the head very slightly by a fucking baseball bat and got rushed to the hospital.
Skulls is still talking. All right, that's.
But I'll say this.
And
That's
hello
what
to
we're
Cameron
talking-
Cage, by the way.
We're talking about owners owning companies and shit. I'll say this. At Summer Bash, PWF will be crowning the first ever PWF World Champion at Summer Bash.
And maybe James Taylor will give a great video on YouTube for it.
I will be giving the details more Saturday on Sportswire. So
5 o'clock Eastern. By the way,
Stay
5
tuned.
o'clock Eastern time on Omen's show. And by the way, Atomic Titan is here Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So Atomic Titan will address some of your, concerns or questions to him. He's going to
Hey.
be here, Titan.
Can I ask James a legitimate question?
You could ask him any question you want.
James, I got a question. How are you and TBW doing?
What does that have to do with anything?
How are you and TBW doing?
Let me message him and find out.
I don't see the phone. Wait a minute. That's not
Exactly.
a phone. No.
What
Where's
does
the
that have to do
phone?
with anything?
What do you mean? What does that have to do
Get
with
to
it?
the point.
That's the last place we saw you.
No, it isn't.
That's the last place we saw you.
You obviously don't know how to look at anything, do you? The last.
No,
time
I
that
mean,
happened
okay,
actually
that's
was
that's the
Cameron
last place
Cage.
you actually showed up to. Because no
The
offense,
last
I know your
match
ass
I
ain't
had
driving all
was
the way to
with Cameron
Michigan.
Cage. What the fuck does it matter where the hell I'm at when I show up?
I thought you
know
were in
what?
Michigan, by the way.
Hey,
I saw
guys,
that
hey,
video.
Put on a hell of a lot
I got an
better
idea.
match than what you
I got
do,
the
big
perfect
boy.
idea. Everybody, Tom, you can spearhead this all you want. Let's start a GoFundMe for a bus ticket for Taylor to fucking Ohio for Summer Bash. Everybody can chip in like $2. We get him a bus ticket.
This Kenny
he's
got
on
$1,000.
REW, guys. He's not like broke. He's got money.
Let's make the jokes. Go ahead. That's all right.
That was in the joke. I was helping you.
No, not
Hey,
you.
I was trying to help
What
too.
they saying?
Hey, I
You
said
ain't helping me.
Greyhound
What do I
runs.
need? What do I
We
need to
can
go
get him a
fund me
Greyhound
for?
bus ticket.
I'm not going around asking people to loan me money. I'm
He's
good.
not loose cannon,
Well,
right?
you're
He's
paying
not
a lot of money to own.
It's
I'm
not
getting
loaning,
people,
it's
hey, I'm a
donating.
legit trainer. Pay me $1,000 and I'll put on a show for you.
Hey, it's not loaning, it's donating. There's a difference.
Same thing. There you go.
I will mention that. But
Just
James,
take
you
that
spent a
psych
lot
shirt on.
to own ROEW. You spent a lot of
Yeah,
money
I
there.
own REW. I already spent some good money. I've made an investment, and you're already going to see where it's going to go with that.
And you're going to
Congratulations.
spend a
Keep
lot
that
of
in your mouth
money
on your
to
little
now. You're
dollar
going to have.
store microphone.
Hold on. I got a question. Hold on. I got a question for Kraven Rage, Omen Black, Maxon, and Chris Kraven.
And I got a question too, Tom.
How long do you think it's going to take James before he tries to be world champion of RUW?
Not with Jack Delta as champion. He's an owner. It's going to take him years.
James won't be world champion because he has the what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't like bookers being champions or owners being champions.
About as long
That's
as it
just my
takes Ronnie
personal
Brady to get the
preference.
title
That's just
back.
my personal opinion. Why would I book myself to be champion? I know that's probably something you would do.
Hey, look, I've booked shows and never once won a world title.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh my God.
And Skulls would like to point out that he's
Oh,
not
shut
Loose
the fuck
Cannon.
up,
Loose
Skulls.
Cannon, by the way, retired. He doesn't want his name brought up. He's retired, and that he's the although Loose Cannon. He said he's
Loose
retired.
cannon.
That's the guy that
Rufus doesn't like his name being mentioned. Leave it alone.
I think that was the guy that was paid a bunch of money to go to the show that these guys promoted. That was like obviously everybody's still talking about. So that's the guy, Loose Cannon. By the way, wasn't Loose Cannon saying some things about you, Omen, that you basically can't wrestle and can't go out there? Was that what he was?
Oh yeah, he said I
about
can't
that?
wrestle, I can't work, I can't cut promos. I think everyone here can attest to that. That's bullshit.
So you think maybe Loose Cannon's not
Wow,
retired?
guys, no one has my background. Fuck y'all.
No,
I
was about to say something, but I thought you were still talking, and somebody else wanted to say something, but I was going to say something.
I was gonna say it. Maybe Loose Cannon wants to really come out of retirement and wrestle you again. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
I don't know. The only person here from Backyard Brawls is Kraven. Kraven, how was it?
Hey, I don't know. I didn't go.
Hey, look, I think 5 out of the 6 people, excluding Tom, are the only ones that aren't in the SBP, the short bus posse. So that's the only reason why Loose Cannon is
Now,
champion.
will you guys be inviting Loose Cannon and Skulls to Summer Bash? Will you guys be inviting him? No? Why not?
If they need a fucking trash pickup guy and a fucking water boy, yeah.
You know what? I would invite Skulls.
No, that's why we got Silverwolf for. That's why we got Silverwolf for.
Listen,
Is he still going, by the way? Is Silverwolf?
Don't you know Silverwolf is coming to learn? He's coming to train.
What about Zack
Oh
Attack?
yeah, there's a bet. There's a bet on the line.
I heard Zack Attack would be one of the Battle Royal participants. Is he in there as well, Zack Attack?
Oh no! Fuck, we can say this on Sportzwire now. Okay, so here's the bet: if Silverwolf doesn't show up to Summer Bash, I forgot what Anthony gets, but what I get is I pick a wig for him to wear for an entire year in his wrestling career. So I might go like neon blue. I might go like a powdered wig, like a fucking old judge. I don't know.
Spoiler alert, he's got all the wigs for you.
I heard that. I heard Fletch wanted to go to Summer Bash because in ROEW, I heard he wanted to book himself and make himself out strong. James, obviously, you don't want that, right? You don't want promoters from other feds to come into your company now that you own ROEW. You don't want any of that. You want to obviously play by the rules, right? So you want to make sure that guys like Fletch wouldn't come into ROEW because you want to make sure that you guys have it done the right reason, right? You don't want
Fletch can keep his ass over
but he's
there.
not going to show up.
Fletch can keep his ass where he's at.
Let's be honest. Fletch is more welcome to show up to Summer Bash, but he ain't
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Try.
Omen Black and Soldier GP, when I found them, I'm going to take a little credit here, Omen. I'm sorry, but listen. When I found them, they had 300 or 400 subscribers, and I liked what they showed me.
You did.
I reached out to those guys, brought them on the Nemesis sessions. We talked. And I just seen them transcend, and it's sad, but awesome at the same time. See if any of y'all agree with me on this, that a company like IMF can put on the quality content it does, I'm not brown nosing, I'm just speaking facts here. They can put on the quality content they can for about a year and a half or so, go from 300 or 400 subscribers to almost 2,000 subscribers over a company that's got what, 400 or 500 subscribers called XCW that's been there for 15, 16, 17 fucking years. That's pretty fucking sad.
Hold on,
But at the
Titan.
same
Where's my
time, that
shot?
just shows the quality of the content and the entertainment they provide. So my hat's off to Omen Black, Soldier GP, and the rest of the guys over there at IMF.
You know, James, we were actually. I know you were first, and I copied off you. I was second. I was second.
I
You were
appreciate
first,
that, James. I think everyone in IMF appreciates that too.
Well, I meant it because I seen what you guys can do, and hell, y'all took off, and look at y'all.
James, you
And
know
that's
what I'm missing tonight?
you do it.
You know, James, you know what I'm missing tonight from you? I've been missing the hat the last couple of days. I always love when you.
Well, I was trying a new thing. I didn't want to get the receding hairline. What Anthony's going to be getting pretty soon, like the bald spot in the back of his hair.
Wait a minute! I thought you. I didn't. I thought you.
Where? Where?
He should cut off
Where?
the
Where?
crap off those little
Anthony.
peach fuzz and glue it up there.
Anthony, it runs all the way up the side, dude. We can all see it. It runs all the way up the side.
Where my hair parts? What, like it's supposed to? Like it's been trained to do?
Hold on.
See, but here's the thing.
Hold on. Show Titan's comment.
Which one? There's a bunch of them.
That one.
This one? He's here Sunday. Do you want to say hello to him on Sunday?
Titan. He also says Mac at the end of it. Titan, we don't want your belt. We just want you to step in the ring with hardcore that we do.
But he's my hardcore king, though.
Hardcore king, hardcore schming. It doesn't fucking matter what he calls himself. It ain't it.
If
Littlefoot.
he can step in the ring with us and do what we do, I might think about calling him the Hardcore King.
And I want to
You know
say
what?
to
I'll
my
say
good
that.
friend.
I'll make it one better. If he agrees to step in the ring with me and Mac and whoever else is in the match, I will show the Hardcore King his respect that he wants so bad.
I gotta say hello to a couple people. First of all, Hillbilly Tilly, my very good friend Hillbilly Tilly, who's here. How you doing, Hillbilly? Good to see you. And C2K says Zack Attack is no longer affiliated with the crowd there. Apparently, we have no business with Zack Attack anymore.
We still have affiliation with him.
Shit all over that like you shit
They
over
do?
shorts.
Probably has affiliation with him.
And Skulls would like to say, I'm gonna get.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Skulls.
No, what I would like to know, what's the issue? Hold on. What's the issue that you have with, and I just would like to know what's the issue that you particularly have before we.
Skulls, we're gonna tell you this. No disrespect, buddy, but if you can't take the heat, don't come in the kitchen.
Well, that is true. But I like to know what he had. It's okay, Jovi. Jobbing to Kraven is exponentially better than jobbing to Jay Stereo.
Did fucking Titan just say what I think he just said?
He did.
Let's do it. I'll prove it.
All right. July 6th, you're going to see Atomic Titan, Omen Black, Mac 10, Kraven Ridge, whoever else wants to join in the first ever, I guess, hardcore battle royal, I guess.
And C2K also wants to confirm he doesn't have anything to do with Zack Attack, and it's a good time for me to promote that C2K is coming back to Sportzwire very soon. In the next,
I'll be sick that day.
Oh no.
I'll be here though. I can't.
I'll watch for you, Tom. I'll be sick to listen to C2K.
Well, I'm looking forward to him coming on here because I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. Somebody's laughing. I don't know why.
Somebody named Omen and Soldier need to finish booking that card and putting it together.
And
That's already
I want to know
booked,
what
bud.
the issue is that Skulls has.
You ain't said me shit, motherfucker.
And without IMF, Sean Jovi would be jobbing to Kraven and not on the rise for the most anticipated summer of Jovi in history. So I'm
guess
sure
what-
I'll say, here, Chris, I'll give you this. With everyone watching right now, if you're interested in being a part of Summer Bash or want to go to Summer Bash, contact Tom, Chris Kraven, Gary Patrick, or myself, or Anthony Steele, or James Taylor. They will show you where to go for the information for Summer Bash.
And if Skulls wants to show up, I'll talk to him about it.
I'm still waiting for Tom Bryce to commit to showing up.
Stay
That's what I
tuned.
want. That's what I
Stay
want.
tuned. I'm hoping. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. stay tuned. But let me get to this comment here. Legit would like to do a hardcore match outside of TBW, but I'd love to do it.
All right, you just gained a little bit of respect. I like that.
And man, I'm just gonna say this. He did tell me the other day that he would use light tubes.
Okay, you just gained a lot of respect, Titan.
And you know what I have respect for? I have respect that James Taylor put his hat back on because I like when James has his hat on. And also D'Angelo the Flame, of course, the energy of the sport right now. He would like to say, does he have to, just D'Angelo from he doesn't have to ask, right, to be in Summer Bash.
D'Angelo, you are more than welcome to show up, buddy.
Well,
I know I've already talked to you, D'Angelo. You're good. I think I already gave you info, but if you're not in the group chat, contact one of us.
I'll add him. I'll add him.
Part of the contact is
I'll add Mr. LaFlame. That's fine. I will add Mr. LaFlame. That's fine. I thought that was the answer. Mr. LaFlame doesn't have to ask.
We got a little over a month left, guys.
And C2K wants to confirm again. He has nothing to do with Zack Attack, and Anthony Steele is left. So there you go. But okay, so obviously, I think that most people have gotten the whole point here. Sean Jovi's 15-year anniversary is coming up. Kraven Rage, in the interest of time, give me your final thoughts on Nicholas Crenson.
Nicholas Crenson, I'll put it like this. Vindication 3, your ass is mine. I'm going to just go in and just show the world what the fuck I can do about beating your ass all up and down that fucking ring. 1, 2, 3. And the message will be delivered because I'm going to knock your ass clean the fuck out.
Oh, well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing Vindication 3, and I hope that you will be. I don't think D'Angelo LaFlame needs to ask anything at this point. He's going to be in the riot in the ring on this coming weekend for our friends at NEW, where Mr. Jake Matthews will also be in Summer Bash as well. James, I'm going to let everybody have a few final thoughts.
Can I go?
Yes. Yeah, you go next. Final thoughts. Go ahead.
Sorry, James. You know what? I want to say thank you for everyone letting me come on the show tonight. Kraven,
it's your show.
I'll see you at Summer Bash. Be ready.
I'll be ready, fat boy. Again,
everyone, contact us if you want to be part of Summer Bash. And Gabe Sayers, Doc Holliday, I want to contact you guys tomorrow. Won't you?
Gabe is here tomorrow night, 9:00 Eastern time. He'll be here.
I'll definitely be here. Thank you guys, and be tuned. Stay tuned for Saturday when I got a couple announcements for PWF, and I got an announcement for an update on this title that I beat Damian Saint for. So,
well, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Omen.
I will see you guys Saturday, 5:00 p.m.
Eastern time. Be there or be square. Thank you, Omen. We'll see you on your show. Okay, so we got that. We'll see Omen on Saturday and maybe tomorrow. James, I'm going to let you say final words. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Well, Kraven,
love the hat, by the way. Love the hat.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man? What you got for me?
Well, I mean, I don't see the fire yet. All right, you got any of that fire in you? Because I still don't believe that you're really going to defeat Crenson at this point. I came on here hoping that I would see something, and
yeah, I'm going to beat him.
Was Anthony running his fucking mouth. Thank God.
That's because see, that's the thing. He made it personal, and now I got to show the world how personal I can be.
How personal?
He talked about my wife. He talked about taking my fucking thumb.
If a son bitch talked about my wife, I'd be real hot right now. I don't.
I'm very hot. I'm ready to explode, but it's going to happen at Vindication, and I'm going to let that beast out when I beat his fucking ass, and I'm going to show the world what the fuck I'm made of.
You might be sitting there saying that you're going to show the world what you're made of, but I don't believe that. You're sitting there going off on Omen too, calling him a fat ass and shit. But the thing is, I don't believe a damn word coming out of your fucking mouth. Because if you want to come at us or come at your opponent like that, there's a difference. You need that energy. You feel this energy that you're getting right now? Because once you step foot in that ring with me and Omen at Summer Bash, it's going to be fucking lit, it's going to be crazy, and it's going to be bloody. You honestly think that you can hang with the Deathmatch Werewolf? There's not many that can. The only one that I know right now that can hang with the Deathmatch Werewolf is Kato. And Kato, Saturday night, man, I'm coming for your show.
and he's here live.
And those titles, you might have sent me to the hospital at Saturday Night Riot, brother. But you don't know what you did. You're done for. And I'm taking my title and yours.
Someone give that man a Slim Jim. Anyway.
And I want to say hello to my good friend Aaron Blaze, by the way. My good friend Aaron Blaze.
What's up, Aaron? So you see that, Kraven? Mr. Rage. I'm gonna say Rage because I don't want to offend the other Kraven. Do you see that? Like, I mean, he kind of butted in, but he proved a point. If somebody was talking about, if somebody was talking about his wife or his kids or anybody like that, he's gonna show you up. If somebody's talking about your wife, if Crimson talked about your wife, why aren't you coming unglued? Why aren't you wanting to come through this fucking screen and choke that son of a bitch out? Why aren't you getting loud and showing what that rage is? I'm not going to live your character for you, but if somebody talked about me in my personal life, I'd blow the fuck up. And that's what we're trying to pull out of somebody like you. Look at somebody like Xavier Thorne. The kid didn't have a whole lot, but somebody pissed him off enough. And now look at him. He earned a little bit of respect from some people. Everybody said, holy shit. Where's that from you? Your rage. Why don't you show us the rage? I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to understand. Just like my man over here said, I don't believe you. I don't believe it enough. And just like, I'm sorry if Crimson's in here and he's watching, I don't believe in the character enough. He's too soft-spoken. I don't feel that intensity. I want to buy a ticket to watch a match. I want to feel that emotion. The emotion is the most important thing when storytelling before you go into that match, and then you deliver it. Don't keep saying, wait till you see what I do. Show me right now what you're going to do. Can you? Can you?
Yeah, I can show you. I can definitely show you. Crimson, listen to me. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to drag you all over that fucking ring. I'm going to stomp a mud hole in your ass. I'm going to take my foot, shove it far up your ass that your mama can't even fucking get it out. I guarantee you, you going to wish you was dead fucking with me. Calling my fucking family out. Taking my fucking throne. This is my yard. This is my kingdom. I run this shit. I run it all in this bitch.
And I have one more thing I want to put, and thank you, Kraven, for the great words, but Aaron Blaze does have a legitimate comment, and thank you, Aaron, for the great convo we had. This is a management issue for you, James, and Aaron would like to know, since the ROEW owner is here, if you're looking for new signees, because when things clear up on his calendar, he would like to shut a certain good guy down. So he is offering that he could potentially be available, and there's a way Aaron Blaze, who's a very good friend of mine, and obviously I think if anybody would be so lucky to have this young man, and I just want to say that he's a friend, and I just want to say that I've got his back. So I'm going to play favorites, I'm going to play homers, but Aaron is definitely one of my favorites. So if you have a chance, I know you're a busy man, I know Anthony's called you out, I know Coach Craven's obviously been telling you got to get back out there, but if you in your managerial capacities as an owner can think about maybe signing Aaron Blaze to headline the main event, God's greatest gift in the ring, I would certainly think that maybe should be at the top of your list.
Mr. Blaze, just you know how to contact me on Instagram. Just contact me and let's set something up. Let's set something up and talk some business. I'd be more than happy to talk with you.
Love it. And Hillbilly Tilly wanted to say what you're going to do when Kraven runs wild on you. And by the way, another plug, we have CT Maclock next Tuesday from the Alliance Wrestling League. I want to give them a big shout out. We had on Seth Maverick, really great story, inspirational story. He dealt with a brain issue earlier in his life, came back from it, was a boxer, has done a lot of great things, and I want to really look forward to that. But obviously, we're going to get through the closing thoughts here. I got Anthony and Coach next. Coach, I want to give you the floor and anything else that you may like to particularly address.
Anyway, I like the fact that everybody's trying to push the passion and get everybody to get all kinds of crazy, and they're bringing their inner Hulk Hogan out from, the other night till tonight. But, you don't always have to yell and scream to get your point across.
Mm-mm.
But you do have to make it believable. You do have to be very vindictive and very threatening with what you're doing, what you're saying, and the point has to fucking stick. It has to fucking stick. Like, you're going to see, and I really hope as many as people as watches your show, Tom, A lot of these guys actually show up to Summer Bash because they're going to really see what a real, serious fucking gimmick is in and out of the ring come Summer Bash when I get there. Kraven Rage, yeah. What, can we just call you Bob? Because I'm not buying it either. You can hawk up all you want, but I still, dude, back up away from the camera. The light that glaring off your mask is blinding people. Like, present yourself properly, stand there properly, and deliver properly. Deliver. You got your catchphrases all over your shirt. Like, deliver your presence properly.
And Angela loves your advice, by the way, who's watching. She's commenting on X, and she says you're giving great advice, by the way. She agrees with your points.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I try. I'm a little experienced with doing this,
Yes, she is actually saying that on X. She's been sharing our post on Twitter. X, we have a lot of people on X as well, like 30 people watching. So thank you to our people.
Just make your presentation felt. Every time I come up here, I make sure when I say something, it fucking sticks. I've sat here and run a shoot on you so bad where you shut the hell up the whole damn rest of the show or got off the air. Like, chase motherfuckers away with your words. You can't stop being repetitive with the same thing over and over and over. I'm going to kick his ass. Okay, clearly we got that point. Move on to the next topic. What else you going to do? Like,
I want to say hello to Shane Davidson, by the way.
Like they're saying with Thorne got real personal the other night. And you like, this man's making fun of your wife. Dude, really? I'm going to say something. It made sound disrespectful. Go get your wife. Maybe she can cut a more rageful promo than Kraven Rage. Because you're not defending her. Let her defend herself if you're not going to do it. But I don't think you're going to do that. And I'm not being funny with you. I'm being serious. You want people to buy into you, believe you. Like Mac said, you want to make people, he wants to feel it. He wants to believe it. Deliver 1,000%. You put that mask on, you put that gear on, you play this gimmick 110% the whole way across the fucking board. I told you before, think about what you're going to say. Get it in here before you deliver. And you'll be flawless. Let it come from here. You'll be flawless every time. You're going to walk into all these other shows against all these other guys. Crenson, Omen, me, and Summer Bash. If I'm standing in the ring waiting for you to make your entrance, am I going to laugh at you walking down the ring? Or am I going to believe I'm fighting somebody real when you walk out? Think about that. Just think about that. Think about how you want to be seen. I'm good. You're good, Tom.
Okay, fair enough. I think actually I'm getting comments, and Angela said that she agrees with you, Coach, and that basically you need to be the real Rage and the Rage of 2 years ago, and that's what she's saying, that you need to deliver Rage. Be a real Rage who delivers Rage. And I want to say hello to Shane Davidson, Armageddon Shane Davidson, who's going to be with some of us Friday night. I think Coach will be here with TBK and some others. How you doing there? You were doing. It was another wild night. That's what it was. We had Kraven Rage on, and then I basically decided that I was going to address Jackson Law, and he wanted to come on here to basically try to usurp, I think, what the platform is noted for, and I had my opinion on it, and I think I've made my decision on that, and that's kind of where we're at the moment. But Jake Roberts said he didn't have to talk loudly because men knew to shut up and listen when we spoke. Yeah, Chase Sullivan mentioned a little bit of that. That's a good point. In the interest of time, I'm going with you as last, Anthony, because it's all. I know you'll probably be here, I'm sure, a bunch of times, because actually Drake Golddragon's here Friday at some point. So I'm sure you'll want to talk to him on Friday, right? You want to talk to him on Friday? You want to
Most
say
definitely. Most
hello?
definitely.
All right, so you will say hello to him Friday. I mean, who knows? Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Does Gabe Sayers know you? Probably, right?
He gonna know me tomorrow night.
Probably. All right. Well, until then, I'll give you the floor. Your final thoughts.
All right. So first of all, Kraven.
Yeah.
I've told you time in and time out, man. Same thing Chris has been telling you. Same thing James, Macton. In order for us to believe you, you got to believe yourself. And no offense, I can tell you don't believe yourself. I can tell that the bullshit that's just spewing out your mouth is the same bullshit that I hear out of Silverwolf, Loose Cannon, C2K, Zach Attack, as Reverend Tom Bryce, the dude with the shit stain on his pants. You're putting yourself, yourself is putting yourself in that league. You know, you're supposed to be this 20-year vet, but you carry yourself like you're a rookie. You carry yourself like this is the first time you've been around a bunch of people that you want to act the part, but you can't fully play it. See, my number one thing is when I challenge Chris for two reasons. One, old school versus new school. I love it. Because I know one thing, and I'll give chance where credit is due. You never stop learning in this business. No matter if you've been in it 10 months or 10 years. And I know he's going to teach me something. But I'm also going to teach him something. And the second reason why I challenge this Chris, this Kraven, is because I know when I walk into that match, we have the same thing in common. It's to show each other who the fuck we really are. Show why we have established ourselves in this. The reason why I haven't really took the initiative to actually, consider the fact of facing you, because I don't believe that I'm walking into a challenge. I believe I'm walking into a cakewalk, man. Look, when I say this, I'm gonna say 100% real. If I'm gonna walk into WCE, I want to face the best, so I might as well fucking go step up to Sean Jovi. I told you that since day one. Sean Jovi believes in himself, and he makes me believe in him. I want to see that out of you. And if you want to hang with the big boys, if you want to say that your luxurious career means something to us, prove that it deserves to mean something to us. Because whether I'm arguing with fucking Taft Taylor over here, whether I'm arguing with Mac 10, or whether I'm arguing with Chris, 100% I'm going to make sure they don't. I don't give a fuck where you've been, who you faced. I'm different. I'll talk my shit, and I'll back it the fuck up in that ring. I ain't going to go down without a fucking fight, and trust me, it's going to be a long, hard fucking battle. I thrive for this. This is the number one thing I want to do with my life. If this is just a game to you, homie, put down the controller now, because it's only going to get fucking worse. That's what I got to say.
Well, and I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Steele has certainly got a lot to say, and I agree. I think this is certainly a good point here. Energy is always through with Anthony. So that's why, listen, at this point, I think, Anthony, you should just take over Sportswire. I think it's time for me to retire. Just let you have the microphone. Omen's not doing enough inside the rope shows. I'm going to retire.
That's what I'm saying, Omen. Fucking let's do another episode.
Well,
I already got the next one booked. It's Chris Kraven and James Taylor. I want to see them fucking go at it.
It's funny. What a great idea, because I would love to see James Taylor and Chris Kraven on a show together. I think that'd be great because, you know what? I think people – I would love to see – what? Two legends.
Tom, I'm sorry, Tom. Why not, Chris?
You don't want that.
How do you know I don't want that? What makes you think that? What makes you think that you don't want it? Maybe you're the one that don't want it.
Oh, son, I don't ever back down from a challenge or a
I don't back down either. You can call me a stone cold knock off all day. You can think the way you
Hey,
think.
Omen.
I know you don't like me, kid.
Omen, are you still watching?
What day are we going to do this?
Omen, are y'all I'm waiting. Omen, are you still watching?
Right here.
Well, I tell you what, I got a better idea. You ready? I got an idea. You ready? Here's my idea. If by any chance you can't do it this week, I'll actually volunteer on Sportswire. Maybe next week. What do you think? Maybe
can I co-host it?
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal. I'll make a deal. I'm a kind man, right? I think I'm a generous man, right? I'll tell you what. I will let you co-host with me, and I'll tell you. You know what? Even better, we'll do it next Friday.
What are we doing?
just have you guys chat. Just two veterans, two legends. Just talk. Everything.
Here's where
they've
I'm
done.
lost because we chatted a while back. He came on my show like about a year ago. We had a good conversation, and we've talked a few times on here. And over the past couple of months, it seems like he's got an issue with me. I don't have an issue with him personally,
Okay.
but it seems like he's got an issue with me. What's the issue that you got with me? I'm right here. You can tell me right now while I'm thinking about it, because I'm curious to know. I'm not.
Hey, can we get this
I have
comment off
nothing
the
against
screen?
you.
I want to
I'm
see
doing
this.
that. I'm doing
Let's
it.
go.
Thank you.
But I mean, just what's the issue you got with me? I respect you for who you are. I don't hate you. I don't personally care what you think. If you think of me as just some joke or some knockoff, go at it. Just say whatever you want to say. Other than that, it is what it is. I'd like to face you one day. I meant what I said a year ago or whenever we talked.
9 months ago.
You're a veteran. I'm a veteran. You got your stuff. I've got my stuff. You present yourself the way you do. I do me. But what's the issue? If there's an issue,
Okay,
just get it off your chest and say it. If I upset you,
I get what you're saying.
I apologize.
You want to retort? Then listen.
Yeah, rebut.
I'm gonna ask you one question, and you let me know.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do this on the air or off?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I've got nothing to hide.
Okay,
I've done nothing wrong.
I figured I'd give you that respect. All right, fine. All right. So I said this the other night on the backstage with.
You making my popcorn, bitch?
Anthony,
You fucking take my popcorn?
Anthony, the man wants to talk. Let him talk.
Talk. Speak, motherfucker, speak.
Tommy does that again. Can you mute him?
No, stop.
Put him in the corner.
He's good.
Put him in the corner.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah. Taylor wants some answers, and I'm gonna give him some. So Taylor, I said this the other night in the backstage. What is the number one rule when it comes to wrestling? What is the number one cardinal rule when it comes to wrestling? Do you know it?
There's so many different ones. Being safe in the ring, not, your character work. What?
If you take a booking or you are booked.
So you're holding that like where people make the jokes about how I'll do this match, I'll do that match. Yeah, I said that the other night. I said it months ago. Yeah, I was saying that, accepting challenges, and then I wasn't going to do it. I didn't get to show up, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Like with the IMF, I want to face Soldier GP, but I done cleared that.
Wait.
I ain't said shit in months. That's why I'm accepting.
It's not that, James. You see, you're hearing one part. You're hearing one part.
Okay,
you wanted to know. I'm trying to get it out to you.
Okay.
Number one rule in wrestling, the one cardinal rule, the major rule is if you take a booking or you agree to a booking or you are booked, you show up. Okay. And over time, you have done, I don't have a personal problem with you. That's where you're mistaken.
Okay.
I don't.
That's good.
I don't. And I'll be clear right now with all the people that have watched and have been on the show, I don't have a personal problem with any of you.
That's good.
Any of you. No matter how much shit I've spoke. I'll talk to all of you off the air like we're best fucking buds. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to wrestling, since day one, since I showed up on air with Tom, I've preached one big message, and that was the respect and camaraderie with the locker room and every person you share a locker room with. My issue with you is not personal. My temperament on being a little bit annoyed, and I have that right, I've done this a long time, a little bit annoyed, is the fact that I hear all these challenges, and this isn't just you. I've heard other people do it too, and I've freely said my piece. If you're going to take a challenge, or you're going to issue one, you're going to show up. If it's another state, another county, another town, show up. Or at least, don't leave somebody hanging. Let them know well ahead of time, hey, I ain't got the gas money. I can't afford to drive. My wife and I don't have the budget for that. Something. Keep your. This isn't a shit talk at you, or I'm going to throw some shame at you. Communication in wrestling is a very big thing. I am saying this, and my biggest issue was, why is somebody that has all of this knowledge and all this experience, even though you're not professionally trained, but you've got some fundamentals and you've got all these things about you that are admirable with wrestling. Putting himself out there, ruin his reputation. Why do that? Why would you, with all of this stuff, take bookings, not show up, agree to challenges, not show up? This is advice, Taylor. You're ruining that hurts reputations. Okay, whether you think so or not. And anytime somebody has tried to say something to you to give you advice, if you didn't agree with it, you've gotten sensitive, very sensitive on here. And don't get me wrong, I watched some of your matches. I like some of your fucking shit. I really do. I think you have something to offer. I don't want to see it go to waste, but you ain't lifting a finger. And maybe that's my personal issue, is that you're not lifting the finger to push yourself further, because you can do a lot more. You can. There's two things that I don't like in wrestling. Fake phonies that show up thinking that they're all that and ain't fucking shit, and think they're God's gifts to wrestling when they don't know how to do a headlock, and people that have all this potential and don't fucking use it.
Well, I'm guilty of that. Thanks for pointing that out. You're absolutely 100% correct. But over the past couple months, I haven't realized what was going on. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad to know, it was an issue and it was brought to my attention. I was like, you know what? I really can't, because this shit sucks. I want to have a lot of matches with a lot of you guys. Really down out of character, breaking kayfabe. I want to have matches with guys like you. I've had matches with Anthony, Mr. Mac 10, and so on. It's just, it is what it is. So I stopped doing that to protect that self. And yes, I know I can do more. To share everything that I know and go out as much as I can, because I love this business. A lot of people could say it. I fucking mean it. And for an old head such as yourself and mine, I eat, sleep, and breathe this business.
You're cutting
out of the hole from a lot of holes I've been down. This fucking business has saved my fucking life, and I love it. I breathe it every fucking day, and it pisses my wife off all the time. But at the same time, she understands. And if I didn't have this, then I'd have nothing. It is what it is. So I seen, anyways, what you were saying. So I apologize.
I made that comment earlier about the Greyhound bus, but that wasn't a jab. That was a real thing. If we can get you to Summer Bash by everybody helping out, then do it.
And that's why, respectfully, I'm not going to say I'll do it right now, because I don't know. And I don't want to promise something and then it not happen. If it can happen,
fair enough.
Look,
and I think
do it, but if it's too late, then that's a different story.
I think that's totally fair. Let me get to a few comments before we go. Angela said she loves Mac 10 tonight. She wants to hear more from Mac 10. I said, we will have you a couple of times coming up here this week. So maybe Mac.
Yeah, Mac was very quiet. What's wrong with you, boy?
No. She said she's been looking up Mac and seen some of his work, and she really appreciates that. Also, C2K said he respects Anthony and he just wants to move forward. Skulls also said he wants to move forward. He respects everybody and he'd like to just go forward. I think that's totally fine. We can certainly see, and I think they hope for the best. And obviously, people will certainly see what happened, and I think a lot of people will remember this one. But then again, they'll remember to tomorrow, because Gabe Sayers is here, and I have a feeling that some of these people might be here again, because Anthony Steele said he wants to meet. I think Gabe is going to be at Summer Bash plus the Riot in the Ring. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Mac 10, of course, the Deathmatch roll-up. I'm seeing you a bunch of times coming up here. Chris Kraven, our coach, I'm seeing him a bunch of times. I also want to say hello to Anthony Steele, because Anthony, it's almost like your show at this point, Anthony. I'm going to let you take over soon on Sportswire. Maybe today I'm retiring, giving you the microphone. But again, now, well, actually, I can't, because Ronnie Brady wants to beat him up right now. So I have to maybe stay on the mic. And also want to say hello to, I want to thank our ROEW owner, the legendary James Taylor, of course, who's here with us, and 120,000 followers on TikTok, and Kraven Rage, the man who's going to be in the ring this weekend at Vindication 3 against Nicholas Crenson, nonchalant Nicholas Crenson, and also C2K will be back here in 2 weeks. So C2K is going to be here. He's going off. He's going to be talking about a lot of things. He's going to be here 2 weeks from now. So it's going to be a must-see show. Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can. C2K is here June 15th is when C2K is back.
Fuck C2K. James. So as you've heard, I'm back in Resi. The same place match number 2 took place.
Yeah.
So, what's it gonna take to bring your ass back here? Well, I got a place now. I got a place. What's it gonna take for James Taylor to bring his ass up one last time to face me? And I'll put it as this. I'm so confident that I can beat your ass for the third match, for the rubber match as you call it. I think we need to sweeten the pot a little bit.
What do you mean sweeten the pot?
How about this?
What?
The next time me and you stepped in the square circle together, mano y mano, one-on-one. You put up something, I'll put up something.
I put up something.
You put up your career, I'll put up mine. No, this ain't no gimmick shit. You put up your career, I put up mine. Because you think you're better than me. I know I'm better than you.
I don't think I'm better. I know I'm better. I know that I'm better than you, and I would beat you into an oblivion. You want me to put my backyard wrestling career on the line. That's what you're saying. I came out of retirement to face you. Thought it was going to be a one-off. Went and did a few more. Now I'm sucked back down the rabbit hole. But you want me to end it with you? You want me to end your career out of the backyard already? Why? So you can just go do your indie stuff or what?
No, I want to end yours. That way we can get rid of these fake promises. That way Chris Kraven doesn't have to get back on here and talk to you like that again. I want to end the humiliation of James Taylor on Sportswire.
Well, James is always going to be here on Sportswire, so his Sportswire career is never going to be over.
I said the humiliation of James Taylor on Sportswire.
Well, I'm never humiliated, James. I'm never humiliated.
Chris Craven's business.
I'm never humiliated when you're here, James. I love having you here. You're always welcome with me, James. James, I will certainly be very happy.
What's the answer, James? That's all I'm looking for. If you say you can literally know in the bottom of your heart that you can beat me this final fucking match, put your career on the line. If you, I'll put it 100 fucking %. You beat me, I leave Resi. I leave every backyard promotion. No, that means if it happens before Summer Bash, no Summer Bash, no nothing. Unless it's an indie promotion, I don't show up a damn place. But if you lose...
Oh, don't back out of our match now.
No, it ain't backing out because I know I'm going to beat his ass. If I beat you, James, you are gone. I'm the man that brought you in this fucking thing. I'm going to be the man to take your ass back the fuck out.
So I'm an owner of a company, but here's where it would be. If you were to end me, it ain't gonna happen, but if you were to end me in my career in backyard wrestling, that means no more competing in matches in the backyard. That's what you're getting at?
No more competing. If I see you in one match, I'm gonna fucking sue your ass.
You're that confident?
I'm not. I'm more.
Are you guys gonna do it on Judge Joe Brown? Like what? Like what?
Well, I think Sportswire has been compared to Jerry Springer, Montel Williams, Jenny Jones, Donahue. So I mean, at this point, you might as well Ricky Lake. I mean, who else is still around in the talk show circuit? I mean, we've been kind of compared to that anyway. I mean, but
Steve Harvey.
Steve, I always like Steve Harvey, but I have a lot more hair than Steve Harvey. But he's doing Family Feud these days. But it is kind of like this is kind of like Family Feud. On Sportswire, we're all family in a way, and sometimes we have discussions, we have battles, but I think at the end of the day, we're all a family, we're all a community. And I want to thank you for being a part of this community. And I want to thank everybody that's tuning in. I want to thank Angela. She's giving me way too many comments. I say, Angela, thank you. Yes, Anthony and James will be back here. We're always here. And these great people will be here. And I want to thank everybody here. And also Kraven Rage for his matchup coming. And if you are wanting to hang out tomorrow, we're here at 9 o'clock Eastern time with Gabe Sayers. And I'm here between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm probably here, no joke, like 7 times. So I'm going to be here literally the entire weekend. So I have nothing to do but being on Sportswire. We've got Drake Gold Dragon. We've got Omen Black. We got Big Man Cam. I think I can say he works for you, actually. I can mention that. Big Man Cam. We've got Atomic Titan. Actually, shouldn't mention that name around you, James, but I've got Atomic Titan. We've got the regular team on Fridays. We've got possibly Ronnie Brady in the house, depending on timing. So we got a lot of people. C2K's coming back in a couple weeks. We got Justin Parsley coming back next Thursday. We got Tommy the Man Merriman coming back. We got a whole list of people that are going to be here. I mean, CT Matlock. We've got Van Hansen. We've got my buddy Chase Wakefield. I mean, I can keep going. We're going to have everybody here. So just hang out with us. Hit that sub button. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm getting a new Underground Wrestling tattoo, an NEW Underground Wrestling tattoo. That's going to happen. So I want to get this tattoo. So help me get those subscribers up, and I'll get a tattoo. And I have to do one more plug. If I don't do this plug, I'm going to be shot. So I want to make sure I give a big plug in. I actually want to thank my mother for giving me this memento card from Jaws in Martha's Vineyard. She actually went this past weekend from Martha's Vineyard, and she wrote me a nice little card. And thank you for the letter. Thank you for the nice words. And she visited where they shot the original Jaws movie, and I promised I would give her a shout out for it. So thank you for the card, and thank you for we kind of had a Jaws-like episode here. I think it was almost like we had sharks. I was a shark. I was a pariah. I was on the warpath. I think I probably ate a couple of different feds, a couple of guys that maybe were wanting to say a few things. We had a whole list of guys here that said things. And yeah, they might have said that Jaws is the summer of 78 in Amity Island, but I think on Sportswire every night it's almost like a Jaws episode. Just when you thought it was safe and, if you were somebody out there that was doing the wrong things, I kind of go and basically put you in check, and until you do the right things, you're going to be here. And thank you so much to everybody for your support, and thank you for my mother for the card. And I look forward to more of this coming up here with these great group of people: Kraven Rage, James Taylor. Okay, go ahead.
Can I? That's all I'm waiting for, James.
Oh, well.
Can I get a yes or no?
Yeah, I accept your stupid match.
Whoa!
I accept it. If that's really what you want, then okay, then you're going to regret it. You're absolutely going to regret it. Period.
I think, ladies and gentlemen,
I got 2 rules though. I'm putting 2 rules in on this, and you both got to say, you can say whatever you want, but 1, it cannot be before Summer Bash, because if he can make it, he should be there, and number 2, it has to be in an actual legitimate booked show. This isn't. I have a better. This isn't you two go over in one of y'all's backyards and put a camera up and try to film something.
I have a better offer. You know what? I'm going to actually, I think I got this for you. So before we sign off, you make an excellent point. I'll agree with you, but here's what I want to do. I got a different idea. You want to have this match, Anthony Steele? James Taylor's just accepted, correct? James's career is on the line. So I'll tell you what. This is what we're going to do. Before that match happens, how about this? We do a contract signing live on Sportswire Radio.
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me.
Contract sign, or it's official.
Get ready to sign your career away, James.
Right. And I'll make sure, listen, I'll send you guys both the piece of paper because I actually can draft it. I actually have the way to draft it. I'll draft it, and we'll come up with the language. We'll come up with the terms, the date where both parties can come on, and I am going to let you guys both do that. It'll be just you guys face-to-face, mano a mano, nobody else. So we'll do a contract signing. You tell me when's good. We'll make that happen. And C2K says he wants nobody to win, but that's not going to happen. Somebody has to win. And yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you, Mr. Tight. That was a very cool card, by the way. Yes, thank you for the nice little Jaws card. And maybe I tell you what, I might get. I tell you what, if you get me in a short amount of time, if you want to get me to 1,500, 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'll get that Atomic Titan tattoo. So if you want to in the next 6-7 months get me to double, triple the amount of subscribers, maybe I will get that Atomic Titan tattoo. And who y'all got to? Who do y'all chat? Who do I have to chat or with, or just in chat in general? But I have Gabe Sayers tomorrow. Okay, well, we'll have to see. Thank you, everybody.
He's asking between me and James.
Who y'all got? I got, obviously, may the best man win, because I know both these guys, and I'm going to basically say may the best man win. But we could definitely talk about that at the contract signing when Anthony's here every other day. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station, that is Sportzwire Radio, and Atomic Titan's working on that, and I can't wait. And thank you, everybody, and I can't wait for tomorrow's show, because who knows what else will happen with Gabe Sayers and the rest of everybody else here this week. Thank you.